I suppose we should start by going around and saying what we thought of the episode. I'll go first. I liked it. It was silly and fun, and it's okay for Star Trek to be silly and fun sometimes. Hans?
Though I primarily admire Star Trek's philosophical pretensions and fearless embrace of diversity and social justice, I admit that the whimsy of this episode appeals to me, as does the undercurrent of terrifying existential dread at the thought of having one's physical form fundamentally changed by powers one cannot hope to understand.
Nicely said. Jack?
Eh?
What did you think of the episode?
What episode?
The episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds we all watched.
I didn't watch a damn thing, and you'll never prove I did. Which episode was it?
The one in which, with one exception, the entire principal cast of the series are transformed into puppets.
The hell? Do people actually watch this shite?
Yes.
How many?
That is a matter of some speculation.
Has Star Trek always been like this?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The first episode of the original series was about a shape-shifting salt vampire, so...
Christ.
So, Jack, you've never liked any Star Trek at all?
No, I most certainly have not. Wait, what's the one where they were always oiling up and wanking each other off under a blacklight?
That sounds like you're slightly misremembering Star Trek Enterprise.
Aye, I didn't hate that one. But anyone who watches a show where people turn into puppets is a bloody fool.
Treksploration.
Hello, Treksplorers, and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, thank you so much. Thank your friends for me for that cold open. Wow.
I will.
We got Stuffy, we got Hans, and we got Jack. That
Yes.
was an amazing cold open for like a fabricated person's representation, and I love it.
I appreciate you, sort of making over it like that, but it wasn't that big of a deal. They don't really do all that much. Like it was easy for them to find the time to do that.
I don't know. I think they're very prolific. How many seasons do they have now?
Well,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's they're really good at time management.
Is this like an epic reunion? Is it like the Seinfeld reunion? Like,
well, it would be, but it's a continuing
I
series.
tried to get
still,
Larry
and then
David,
there was
but he
holiday
wouldn't.
movies. Yeah, so that was really great. That was awesome. That was like a dream come true. So I think now this show is going to be in the Stuffy and Friends wiki, and it might be a bonus feature on a Blu-ray one day or something.
Probably,
Who knows?
sure. All of those, definitely. Yeah. All of those things will definitely be real. Yeah.
Any Stuffy and Friends completist will have to watch this show.
That's right.
That was my goal. That's awesome. So today we're talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 4, Episode 5, Level 5 Transporter Accident. What could that mean? Is this a puppet one finally? Can we talk about it yet?
Maybe.
Has the embargo been lifted?
Maybe. Well, in a few hours. That's it. All right, so it was stardate 3019.4, original air date August 20th, 2026. That's today! Hey! Wow, how cool is that? Written by Henry Alonzo Myers and Dana Horgan. All right, two weeks in a row for her, I think.
Yeah, for Dana, yeah.
All right, directed by Jordan Canning. Welcome back, Steve. How you been since we had you on last?
I've been great. I haven't experienced any personal tragedies at all. Everything's been stable and very happy.
I don't mean to laugh, but
no,
you said the opposite of what happened. Yeah.
I made a joke, so it's okay to laugh.
Okay.
No, things have been well. Things have been very good, and I have been really, really looking forward to coming back and talking about this particular episode with you guys. So
I'm going to ruin that for you. I'm sorry.
Spoilers.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm glad we're gonna have difference of opinions and stuff like that and stuff to talk about. So we shouldn't do our first impressions yet. I think we should let Chris do his amazing, infamous episode recap.
This might be the last one you asked me to do, but all right, you asked for it. The Enterprise is heading towards Vulcan because Spock wants to study logic. But unfortunately, the ship has to stop in the Ronzoni sector to monitor pirate activity. which gives Scotty a chance to break the Guinness World's Record on transporting, not because he can make a name for himself as a singular engineer of unique talent, but because he wants to get back at his old Academy engineering rival, Declan Wilder. Here's the plan. Scotty has a slightly unsettling puppet named Little Ricky, a nod to Lucy Ball, maybe? Yeah, Lucy, all right? Lucy. It's a Lucy thing. That his brothers used to put in his room to scare him as a kid. So, of course, Scotty has this puppet with him on the frontier on the Enterprise and unknown boundaries of space. He was just biding his time until he could maybe beam it into Declan's quarters from parsecs away. And that makes so much sense in every way, so why bother questioning it? Anyway, Spock is seriously freaked out by the puppet, maybe because foreshadowing, but mostly because show. As a result, Spock rushes off to his dance practice with La'an, but she's like, I'm a borderline sociopath murderer and I'm breaking up with you. It was fun while it lasted, so let's end it while you're still not dead. Meanwhile, on the bridge, Una is like, hey, Captain, we have reports of pirates in this sector. You know, the entire reason Spock said we had to delay going to Vulcan. Should we take any precautionary measures? And Pike is like, nah, forget that. I have my new chair that I can use to control the ship with the armrests like Kirk will have in TOS. That takes precedence over everything because they seriously want to keep writing me as the dumbest dummy who ever sat in the captain's chair, fancy armrests or otherwise. On a more serious note, Spock is suffering some serious PTSD from the Griffin because who wouldn't? So he reaches out to T'Pring for solace. She puts him in his place saying, I'm just your safety boo, yeah? Spock is like, yeah. T'Pring is like, what the hell? I have to go to Vulcan as well, and I'll hitch a ride with you because you're on your way there, right? But no hijinks. I don't like hijinks. I'm T'Pring. We don't do hijinks. Spock goes out on a shuttle to deploy relay buoys for Scotty's epic transport of Little Ricky. Scotty slides the transporter levers, but oh no, disaster. The beam takes everyone on the ship, and eventually the whole Enterprise itself. A stranded Spock calls the ship, which shortly rematerializes, only for Spock to discover that everyone aboard has been transformed into puppets. It's the puppet episode.
The puppet episode.
Oh no! And T'Pring said no hijinks. What are we gonna do?
There's so much hijinks.
What follows is some BS where Orion pirates waylay the Enterprise and discover that everyone on board is puppets, and they decide to take over the ship and steal it. But puppet hijinks happen, and the Orions are thwarted, and it doesn't make a lick of sense or a goddamn bit of difference because it turns out that it's literally all just a dream that Spock was having a la Gilligan's I You Not Island, because the writers of Strange New World said even we are not shameless enough to make this pile of nonsense canon. That's about it, because what else is there to say? This time, hopefully, for the last time, on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. That's my synopsis.
I feel like that was an editorial almost.
You know what? Sometimes I have to.
Almost.
Sometimes I have to. All right.
I don't want to assume what you think about this episode. I think first we'll go to Steve, the great Steve Shives.
I don't think Chris liked it, you guys.
I don't think so, but I'm going to make up for that because I think my energy.
If you
for
listen
that,
carefully to his recap, there were subtle clues that pointed toward his opinions.
Couple hints. But I got to check with Ground News, our sponsor for today.
Usually, when he cusses in that recap, it's not a good sign.
John, do you know how many F-bombs I cut out of that just so Albie wouldn't have to edit them?
Have a sense.
There were so many F-bombs.
We will have much to talk about. You can explain, I can explain. We can come together and figure this out.
Yeah, we can learn to love each other despite our differences. You know,
Exactly.
it's the Star Trek ethos. I like this episode. The only thing that I really didn't like about it was the bit that Chris just compared to an episode of Gilligan's Island. I really was disappointed that they made it all a dream, because one of the things that I really liked about it was its commitment to the bit. I think the commitment to the bit makes the whole thing work, because I actually agree technically with a lot of what you just said there, Chris. Yeah, it is in terms of like plot and just sort of, the conventional measuring sticks that we use to evaluate writing, like, it's not that great. It's very light. It takes a lot of shortcuts. A lot of it doesn't really make sense. A lot of things happen because the villains are just completely incompetent and just allow the puppet people to go off out of sight and do whatever they need to do. There's a lot about it that's like wrong in terms of writing. But for me, it ultimately works because it commits to this incredibly silly bit as far as you possibly can. They're like, okay, everybody except Spock is a puppet. That's what we're doing. And full speed ahead. And that to me is what made it work until the end, when it feels like with minutes left in the episode, finally they flinch and they're like, what are we doing? A puppet episode? We can't do a puppet episode. And it's like, dude, you just did a puppet episode. Like, why are you trying?
Or did we?
What are you embarrassed about now? Like, you just did a puppet episode. And for me, it mostly worked. It was fun. It was funny. I had a good time with it. But now you're, but wait a minute. We can't do a puppet episode. It's got to be Spock having a dream. And it doesn't ruin the episode for me, but it ends it on kind of a sour note, because I'm like, man, you didn't. The ending with all the puppets floating in space after Spock kisses Puppet to Pring. There's your ending. You've already you've already explained, like, well, they're going to change back with the transporter, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You've covered that. The ending is, they're floating out in space. It's so goofy and dumb and silly, just like the rest of the episode. Just end it there. But no, it was all a dream. Oh, and you were there, but you were a puppet. That rubs me the wrong way. But pretty much all of the rest of it, I had a great time with.
Yeah. All right. John, the beautiful John Irons is our friend.
Wow. No
Okay,
pressure.
so for those of you who don't know, I love the Muppets. And I don't watch trailers. I don't watch previews. I'm looking right in the camera because I need you to hear me. The first time I watched this episode, I can't say I was looking forward to it. I can't say I was dreading it. Which is my general stance with Strange New Worlds. I'm like, let's see what you got. Show me what you got. I will come with an open mind. I'm not so deep in the lore. I don't care. Like, whatever. Show me what you got. I watched this episode. I hated this episode so much.
Oh, man.
Was I hated it more than any other Strange New Worlds episode.
John,
Let me tell you why. Because, again, love the Muppets, like Strange New Worlds. The first part of it, after everybody's a puppet, cool, because I felt like the characters were still acting like themselves. Even though they were puppets, they were behaving as themselves as puppets. And the further it went on, the show just felt more and more like a parody. It felt like Pigs in Space, which I love, but that's not.
how is that a bad thing?
That's not Star Trek.
Do not sully Pigs in Space by comparing Pigs in Space to this.
My point is, a parody of Star Trek is great, but not on Star Trek. That was my issue. And again, it wasn't so much the conceit of that they're puppets. It's that I felt as the show went on, the characters were acting less and less like themselves as puppets. Like they're like the ship was under attack and everybody's running. Oh no! I'm like, okay, well that's what would happen on the Muppet Show, but that's not what would happen on Star Trek. They wouldn't all flee. They wouldn't all be terrified. The guy was like under the console sucking his thumb. Okay, so that already, like, the more that happened, the more that pissed me off. The shenanigans, the silly tactics, fine, because Strange New Worlds has shown that they will do that. That's fine. It's a silly episode. They'll do the silly stuff fine. I was the way they finally defeated the Orions, I thought was actually good. They sucked the air out. That was good. Why aren't you talking? That was I really like that actually. And I agree with you, Steve, that they flinched at the end, and it's like, but it was all a dream. I was like, you made it worse. Like, at least I could have respected. But that was on my first viewing.
Oh,
I was
wait,
like,
John. All right, so these are initial impressions. Like, I mean,
Well, that was my initial impression. Second viewing, I don't. Maybe it was because I knew it was a dream. Maybe because I was. I don't know. I gave myself over to it more. I don't know. Second viewing, I found it much more enjoyable. I think the character stuff didn't bother me as much. I can't even explain it. I don't know why, but like
I think why. I think I can give you a reason why, but finish your
second
thought.
viewing, I was like, okay, it's not that bad. I don't feel like anything significantly different. I don't think I interpreted anything differently. Oh, I guess maybe a little bit. And I don't want to go on too long in initial impressions, but let's just say I was about to give my first ever one review, I think. But upon second viewing, my soul has been lightened, and I'm much more.
Your soul has been lightened.
I'm much more amenable to the whole thing.
Albie, are you awake?
Did I go
Is
too
everything
long?
okay?
Too long? Initial impression?
I don't know.
That's today!
That's
No?
today.
No?
You okay, Albie? You good? Everything okay?
Wow. Sorry, I've been tired. I haven't got much sleep. I've been making a lot of gloves. Okay. I'll go. Who went? Steve, did you give your first impression?
Yeah,
Steve
I
did,
went, and
and
John
John did.
went.
Okay,
So do
my
you want
turn.
me to go, or is it your turn?
So I'll go. Well, you can go. You can go, Chris.
You sure?
Yeah, let me.
I don't want
wake
to
up
keep
a
you
little
up. I don't want to keep
No,
you
it's
up.
okay.
You're gonna be okay?
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
okay.
All right. To quote Alison Pregler, this episode sucked. I mean, like, what are you doing? If I was not reviewing this for our podcast, I would have turned it off about 2/3, not even 2/3, maybe less than half of the way through. I don't know what they're trying to do. As I said last week, and this cemented the opinion that I got with a case of chiaroscuro or a case of black and white. They're just doing now fanfic, alternate universe fanfic with Star Trek characters. And they just wanted to do a puppet episode. And this in no way represents anything that anybody needs to see in Star Trek. It's just, I don't mean to be a gatekeeper, but it's my show. And I can get to, I try to bring a positive spin and at least a deeper discussion so that we can parse what they were trying to do. This was just them saying, "F it, let's do puppets." And you know what? That's fine if that's what you want to do, but do not pretend that this is Star Trek, and do not try to hedge your bets and pull your punch at the end saying, it was all a dream. You know, even you in the writer's room said, there's no way we can make this fly. There's no way this can actually be canon. So let's just make it. I mean, I was going to go with the joke of Bobby Ewing in the shower when Spock woke up, but it really happened on Gilligan's Island first, at least when I was a kid, you know? So it's just like, what in the goddamn hell are you goddamn doing to Star Trek? I mean, like, I'm sorry, Strange New Worlds has been on like the hairy edge with me lately, but it's just like, they're just saying, you know what they're saying? They're saying, F you, Chris. Hey, Chris, go F yourself. That's what they're saying. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's just like, this was a pile of garbage. And it was just so stupid. It wasn't funny. It wasn't intriguing.
Are you guys ribbing me?
After your last review of the last episode, you're like, and they just keep doing different genres. I'm like, we keep doing it. Wow, but it's like they're just. I was as I was watching this, I'm like, man, this is it's gonna push Chris over the edge.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get all my F-bombs out. This pile of
Yeah, we're not PG-13 anymore, baby.
You got to bleep all that, Albie.
Are you guys messing with me just because you knew that I was looking forward to this and would love this one?
Hey, I liked it, Albie. It's not you guys.
I'm glad.
It's those two guys. I liked it.
Yeah, it's those two guys down
And
there.
actually, John revised his opinion up a little bit. So really, the problem is just
I missed
Chris.
that. I'm sorry.
I got to be honest with
that.
you. I mean, I was going to do a rewatch to do the synopsis, but I got as far as where they all turned into puppets. And then I realized it means nothing because it's all Spock's dream. And so I don't really have to recap anything except to say that puppet hijinks happen. And then Spock wakes up, the end.
Have you no
I
heart?
have plenty of heart. I just have I have discernment. That's my problem.
I'm going to look that up later. Okay, as for my first impressions, guess what?
I'll
I
forgive
loved
now.
it.
I loved it.
I loved it, but I really, really, really loved it. I watched it like 6 times.
Wow.
I've been waiting
I didn't
for
like
this.
it that much.
Well, I'm a puppet nerd. I'm a very huge puppet nerd. Muppets, Sesame Street. You know, I watched that until I'm still watching it, actually. I watch all puppet shows. I've done puppet shows. I love making puppets. I collect puppets. I do puppetry. I do ventriloquism, magic nerd, all this stuff, all that genre of stuff. And as soon as I saw Pike turn around in that chair as a puppet, like 2 years ago, right? Something like
Whenever
that.
they released that teaser.
I've been waiting for this episode. And I was, after last week, Kia Skura, whatever Kia model it is. Thank you. Very good. Unlike that episode, I think this episode was actually written by humans, and I enjoyed it. I love this one so much. I laughed out loud the whole time, every time, kind of like a good Seinfeld episode where you know the joke's coming, but you still laugh anyway because it's still funny. I just loved everything about it. It was like watching an episode of The Muppet Show where the guest host was Spock. I mean, for me, it was great. I couldn't ask for anything more. I do agree with you, Steve, that they kind of took it away from us at the end, and it would have been great if Star Trek puppets were canon and like they have quantum fluctuations of the polyfill or whatever the explanation was.
Yeah.
But I just loved it in every way, and I'm curious to find out why y'all hated it.
I feel like Chris explained it pretty emphatically.
Chris hated it. He
I'm
used
sorry.
some
Yeah. I mean,
expletives.
the thing is, yeah, I mean, I have some opinions beyond my initial impression.
Okay.
However, like, I feel like I need you guys to lead the discussion on this one because I don't want to be the guy that I don't want to drag the entire show down.
I'll be
But
editing.
like I said, I seldom use my platform as a place to vent my spleen, but they just forced me to do it.
I'm not the puppet nerd, but I'm a puppet
I was going to
nerd.
say I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. They forced me to do it, and you had it coming.
You had no choice.
So, yeah.
You had no
I mean,
choice.
what am do I not? If you prick me, do I not bleed? If I was a puppet, I guess I wouldn't.
Doesn't like puppets. I mean, what do you do? How do you recover from
Albie,
that?
how often
puppets.
do you and I like the same thing ever?
Yeah, you don't have to have everything in common, Albie. You can still
The
be
thing is,
friends.
we have friendship in common, but we don't like any of the same things for the most part.
Would you come to my puppet show?
I like you. I would come to your puppet show, but I don't want to watch an episode of Star Trek.
F this puppet show. F you. F those puppets.
No, because your puppet show is your show, and I expect you to give me a puppet show. When I watch Star Trek, I don't want to see a puppet show. I want to see Star Trek.
That's just me. That's always wanted a Star Trek puppet show.
I can't admit you and every asshole in the writer's room.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was well written.
This surprisingly personally, Albie.
I love puppets. I love this episode. It's Jim Henson. It's like, don't you love Farscape? Farscape is half puppets.
I love Farscape, but I don't love the Muppets. I grew up with the Muppets. I grew up watching the Muppets. But I'm not in like this cult of Kermit that everybody seems to be in the last 15 years.
I love the Muppets.
I know, John. Yeah.
I'm in a cult. I consider Kermit my spiritual.
Now,
my spiritual guide and teacher.
I can relate to what you just said, Chris, a little bit because I do also. I really love the Muppets, but I do draw a line at some point between myself and the people who like really love the Muppets. You know what I mean?
It might be me.
And
when I see people online, when I see people say like with complete earnestness that Muppets Christmas Carol is the best Christmas Carol movie.
I two of my best friends say that all the time. I still have not seen it.
I'm like,
by the way.
but you know what? It's fine.
It's good.
It's fine.
It's good.
I have nothing against it.
I don't know if it's the best, but
I
it's
feel
good.
like people who say it's the best Christmas Carol movie are just deranged. But that's kind of where I draw the line. And so, I mean,
but to Albie's point, I am on record as saying I seriously think that Farscape may be the best science fiction show ever.
It's great.
So I have nothing against puppets. I mean, I love Farscape beyond all reason, but Farscape, it established itself with Rigel as a character, with Pilot as a character, with the puppets were all part of it. And it was just like crack on crack. It was just like crazy from the get-go.
right.
So it all fit in. With Star Trek, I have a certain expectation maybe, or just like a certain thing where if I'm watching Star Trek, I sort of know what I'm getting into. It's like slipping into a warm bath, and I want to be immersed in that world. And Strange New Worlds is doing everything it possibly can to take me out of that world. And that's why it went from being like, let's do Star Trek again to let's take some big swings to let's just throw it all out. Let's just do whatever the hell we want and pretend that it's Star Trek. And you at me all you want on this, but I can't be
I
alone.
might at you. I got your number.
You got to at me.
He's
But
asking
that's
for
what
it.
I'm saying. So I'm not against puppets. I mean, if I had Dominar Rigel the 3rd or the 16th or whatever Rigel was right here, I'd be stoked. I love Farscape, but
that's
Star Trek isn't Farscape.
Yes. I mean, I agree. That was my point too. But also, those characters were puppets, but they were still characters. Like they still had, they happened to be, animated characters, but like they still had complete personalities and backstories and emotions, and like they were jealous and they were petty and they were happy and they were sexual. Like there were all of these things that a real character has. They have these Star Trek established people who are already characters, and then it's not just that they transform their bodies into puppets. It's that they satirize them. Basically, they just turn them into parody versions of themselves. Which that to me was the crime. It's not that they
notice.
It's not that they were puppets. Go ahead.
Well, but I mean, one of my
I was so annoyed that I said puppets like 1 billion times, and they always sound surprised.
We're gonna say puppets. We're gonna say puppets on this show more than we said cloaca on the dinosaur.
Oh, that's
show.
a challenge. That's a challenge.
Cloaca. But the fact is that even when they were puppets,
at least the show was about puppets, so it makes
you flip them over and look in their puppet hole.
Look in their foam hole.
Yeah, look in their foam hole.
We're controlling ourselves. Thank you very much.
But
yes, no, you can tell by the eyelashes. Actually,
to your point,
have eyelashes.
John, like Pilot was voiced by the same actor that played Crace on Farscape.
Yeah.
And Rigel was like this old British dude that was like a Shakespearean actor. And they brought these characters, like they weren't, they were ostensibly puppets, but they were, like you said, complete characters in themselves.
And they were more sophisticated puppets. They could emote more. But I didn't need that here.
This was foam parody, like you said, but that doesn't give them an excuse to do like bad voice acting. Because one thing that took me out of it, it was like all of a sudden you could tell that they were in booths hamming it up. They weren't acting as they would have on the set. And it took me out of it just like, and actually more than Lower Decks takes me out of it, because Lower Decks is very shouty and we're voice acting and it's a cartoon. They kind of strayed into that. Like
that's how you act in my dreams. I will agree with you, Chris. That did take me out of it a little bit. It was definitely recorded in a sound booth. I wish they would have recorded it on the sets where they were, so it sounded like a real episode. And they were acting more like it was a cartoon
Exactly.
than the actual episode. So it was hard to take it seriously.
And the only one I can forgive is Anson, because he's proven that he's just not good as anything but Captain Pike. Like when he was a Vulcan, he was bad. When he was getting the tattoo on drug hallucination planet, he was bad. So I can see if he's going to like try to stray into being a puppet, he's not going to be great. But everybody else, I don't give them a pass.
That amazing dramatic inner monologue while he's floating through space as a puppet. That is pure cinema.
I don't remember because I didn't watch it again.
It wasn't. I wasn't dead. It was just space or whatever he said. Yeah, I can't remember. I literally just rewatched it before we started recording, and I can't remember exactly what he said.
It was like, and then I realized I'm still in space.
And
they came to the. This is. I think when it lost me, initially, was okay. We're going to go fight. We're going to take the bridge back. And again, it's a very Muppet fight scene where it's just, is this hurting you at all?
Yes, I'm like, that was great. That was like Miss Piggy.
Yeah,
but Miss Piggy people up though. Like people sell for Miss Piggy.
I would. That would have been awesome. Or if they had tried. That's what I mean. That's what just vexed me. It vexed me so.
I'm vexed, sir.
I didn't think this would be as divisive an episode.
You in high dudgeon? I am in high dudgeon.
I was vehemently vexed. But I was like, Una's smarter than it. Like the characters are smarter than this. And up until that point, okay, well let's try to transport her again. Okay, my arm came off. Okay, and they're learning about and then it's not just and the doctor and then Benga and Chapel were like, there's a fit. Like they're talking like it's still Star Trek, and that was still I was okay with it up to that point. But the fight scene when they first fight and it goes full Muppets. So
they had a fight with puppet physics, right? If they were going to fight,
No, but they recognize puppet physics. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I became a puppet, I'm an intelligent enough creature to know that if I try to hit somebody with my, 8-ounce foam hand, it's not going to have the same effect. And the fact that, and maybe you try it once. Maybe you think you got the Ant-Man thing and the mask still retains and whatever.
Right.
But you try it once. But to just keep doing it until you're exhausted. And I'm angry that I'm even arguing this point like it's a real thing that I have to make this point.
They were learning because they figured it out at the end how to actually use their proportions and weight.
They did learn it.
No, they didn't. Because here's the thing: there's no consistency to what John is saying. Either they weigh 4 ounces and they're ineffectual, or they have some kind of effect. But it's not just because they're now determined to act as puppets, where they can actually hold somebody's legs down. A giant Orion, they still weigh 4 ounces. He should just be able to walk across the bridge with them clinging on, instead of all of a sudden he's trapped, like his legs are trapped because there are 2 foam puppets grabbing onto them because they just felt like they needed to have some kind of it's all horseshit.
Okay, so here's where I am. Here's where I am with this. Like, I know every one of us was like, and it's a shame that they pulled the plug at the end and like it was all a dream, like it didn't count. But it does kind of save the episode. Kind of, because before that, Pike is like, T'Pring just freaked out. She wouldn't really freak out. She's turning Muppet or whatever he said that made her
right.
We got to recognize the absurdity of the situation and use it to our advantage. Which whatever, doesn't make sense, but sure, fine, whatever. So Pelia calls it out. It's like, it doesn't make sense that we can talk in outer space. This doesn't make any physics at all. Like, okay, I guess puppets can do that. Whatever, fine. And dude's got a hole in him. I don't know what the plan was to prepare him.
He's not going to do very well when they beat him.
Death becomes her.
Also,
Death becomes her.
There was a scene. I think after Pike goes back in and he's like, "We're puppets, so we can do this." Does anybody know how to get out of this room? During that scene when they're having a conversation, there's a couch in the background and there's this stuffing. There's like just fluff on the couch. What is that?
I had two theories about that because I noticed that when I rewatched it. I noticed that when I rewatched it.
I just noticed
it. I noticed it. Yeah.
Either that's just stuffing that came out of Pelia and they just said it,
right?
Or maybe they.
Why would you not put that back?
Well, my other theory is, and I kind of like this better because it's kind of funny and kind of demented. They tore open a pillow to pull stuffing out of it to stick into Pelia to replace the stuffing that she lost. It's not. They don't explain it. It's not made clear. But
I love that.
I kind of like that idea.
I am good with that because and when I saw that, I was like, oh, you're a puppet. You can alter your body. You can survive whatever. They should just stuff themselves full of stuffing and get like really bulky and muscular and assume, puppet physics. Because if I look like the Hulk, I'll hit like the Hulk, right?
Maybe when they redo this in the animated series, so they're animated puppets, they could use that idea.
Oh, you mean when they reverse Disney it? And they do animated versions of all the live action stuff.
Yeah, like the animated series of the original series. Yeah. They can do it.
So okay, so it being a dream does help because all of the stupid behavior is explained. Because I mean, it doesn't make Spock look great that that's what he thinks of his crewmates. It's like like the pilot guy who's clearly a little wuss who's going to hide under the console. Like this would, but also, so I'm like I'm at war with myself with this because I'm like, okay, well, that's stupid, or Spock thinks of his crew that way, or also it's a dream and like logic doesn't have to make sense. Like I think of people doing things in dreams that I know they wouldn't do in real life. It doesn't mean that that's my opinion of them. It's just a dream. So it does. I do cut it slack because now they're like, well, it's all a dream. But had I my druthers to alleviate my vexation, I would have preferred if they didn't do It's a Dream and just wrote the main episode better, where they recognize there are puppets. And maybe they tried to live like do things like they would do, because even when they're trying to like do stuff with the console, like it's all fine. Like they're still pretty much behaving as they would. But really, up until the point where the pirates enter the scenario, that's when it like, yeah.
I feel in the writer's room, the reason they did It Was All a Dream is because they were probably spending hours saying, well, this doesn't scientifically make sense, and how could they do this? And there was too much minutia to go over and detail, and if you just make it all a dream, you can just have fun with it.
But they don't need... What? I'm sorry. No. Since when did Star Trek care about everything making perfect sense?
Yeah.
All they had to do was say, this is unprecedented and we don't know the rules. And then they could just make up the rules. Okay, I guess we can do that. I guess we can sew ourselves together. Oh, I guess we can't do that. I guess, this hurts or this doesn't hurt. They can just decide because they're making it all up. They don't need to scientifically explain.
No, and I mean, the reason to me, and I don't know, I haven't, obviously we've just seen the episode. I don't know any of the behind the scenes of it. I don't know anything about the explanation of the writing process that went into it. But I think whoever decided that it was going to end up as all a dream was just a coward. Like they were just a coward. If you're going to do a puppet episode, do a puppet episode. And I mean, I understand what you're saying, John, about how if they put it all inside of a dream, then it kind of explains away all of the weird behavior and, and anything that you can't, I understand that. I just to me, it just doesn't bother me. Like all I can tell you is as a critic, my job is to watch the thing and then explain how I felt about the thing. And I've watched it twice now. I've liked it both times. I don't think I would rank it like among the best episodes of this series. I don't even think I would rank it among the very best of like the silly episodes of this series, which I have mostly really enjoyed. But I liked it. It made me laugh. I had a good time with it. I noticed all the stuff you guys are talking about. I noticed all of it. None of this is news to me. I just didn't care. I was just like, yeah, and honestly, John, I kind of agree with you. Like if they had gone a different route with it and they had written the puppet versions a lot more strictly, to retain the personalities that they had when they were,
and it could still be a silly episode, and they did for the most part do that.
And you could still have fun with that. You could still have fun with it because that's still like a silly idea of like, oh, they're acting like they're still humans, but they're puppets, but their personalities are like, there could be potential with that, right? But I mean, I don't understand the justification from the writer's perspective or the producer or whoever it was who said, we've got to make this a dream. Because it's not as though Star Trek has never done a goofy episode before. I mean, this series that we're talking about, Strange New Worlds, has done a musical show, has done multiple episodes where like godlike characters came in and screwed around with things and changed the rules and changed things around. They did a fairy tale episode. I mean, they've done goofy stuff before. TNG did an episode where they all did a Robin Hood movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like they just did, they did a horror, and they did a black and white, and they did a Dude, Where's My Car? and everyone, they committed to the bit. Like you said, everyone, that really happened. It was this silly thing. It was this horrific thing. It was this whatever thing, but it really happened. And and that's what I mean. Like there's no reason for them to pull back on this one anymore.
Is it possible that the reason it was all a dream is because Spock and T'Pring hooked up?
Spock and Puppet T'Pring?
Yes.
I was going to ask that. Do you think did Spock's dream end exactly at the point when he wakes up, or did it go on a little bit, and did he screw that Puppet T'Pring?
He did, because they're making out, the camera pushes up and goes into space.
And then all the puppet crew come in and watch him through the window.
The puppets are watching while they're doing it. Yeah.
And there are fireworks off in the distance.
I like that. That's my
no shades on those windows for a reason.
But then the solution to that is not to make the whole episode a dream. The solution to that is to have them kiss. And it's like, maybe we should pick this back up when you're in your body.
I liked that they hooked up. I don't know. That was a thing.
Yeah, what's like this anti-puppet bias? What, puppets aren't allowed to love people?
Making out with a puppet.
Yeah.
Love is love.
Yeah.
Love is glove.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I just like there were
What are we doing? How are we even discussing? We're four grown men. What are we doing? What
Look, man.
I will say
our choice.
I will say as well, Chris, when you were going off on the episode, even though I disagree with you, I respect what you were saying, because you sound exactly like my best friend. And I'm going to remember what you said tonight. And then when I talk to my best friend about this episode, probably tomorrow sometime, I'm going to compare, because I bet he's going to say pretty much exactly what you said. Because
like how many F-bombs?
Yeah. Well, because he called me, he called me a couple of days. He called me after he watched the previous episode. And he had the same observation, like they're just doing gimmick episodes, which I agree. It's just I don't mind, because to me I've enjoyed all of the individual episodes, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I'm a lot less prescriptive about what the show should be.
I got you. I can see that.
Yeah, like I feel like
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Like
I feel like we're going the reverse of the classic TV paradigm of 26 episodes a season, where you have like maybe 3 to 5 goofy episodes sprinkled into an otherwise serious show. It's like Strange New Worlds did try to do serious episodes with 1 or 2 goofy and now it's just a goof fest all the time. And even their quote serious shows are still like genre experiments. So that's fine. You know what? If that's the show but don't try to tell me that this is somehow related to Star Trek anymore.
Okay, but
And I know that's gatekeeping. I don't mean to be a gatekeeper, but I do mean to be a gatekeeper.
Well, that's how you feel about it, and that's you're entitled to feel how you feel about it. But
yeah, but it's just like I expect a certain level of at least seriousness. This is why I had trouble with and Steve, you and I, we can argue about this all day long.
Okay,
that's why I had trouble with Holly Hunter not sitting upright in her chair on and I love Starfleet Academy. I think Starfleet Academy is like the best of all the new Treks. I thought it was fantastic. I thought she was fantastic, but it's still just give me some decorum on the bridge of a starship.
I don't care about that at all.
I know you don't. I know you don't, but I do.
I don't care how the imaginary officers act in the imaginary space fleet. Like I don't give a
found it sexy.
Then what's the point?
I don't know. Well, you see Pelea's bare feet.
Yeah, which I liked. I like the joke where she throws her shoes at the Orion captain, and then she's barefoot as a puppet for the rest of the episode.
I can tell you this. I mean, the Pelea puppet was on point. That was adorable. That
was great.
We're gonna have to pick our favorite puppets.
The character design. I like the character design of all the puppets.
I like the character design.
The Pelea puppet
so good.
was incredible. Yeah.
I also feel like they had the revelation. I was like, we're puppets. We can do puppet things. I feel like they had that like 3 times in a row. I'm like, you guys have just had this conversation.
That's true.
They have polyfill for brains, John.
Because Pelea got cut in half.
A little slower.
Pelea got cut in half, and she had it. And then Pike didn't die in space, and he had it. And then they had like a big talk about it.
They had a talk about it, and then they had like 2 more talks about it. It's like each one of them came to, you know what? Like, yeah, we know because you just said it.
Yeah, we just said that.
We've established all of this.
Steve, is it just me, or did the Vince McMahon entrance music hit you this week a couple times watching that episode?
What? No chance in hell?
Puppets.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Puppets.
I kept going, puppets.
Just isolate that one bit. I will say this: as someone, I've had this thought about a couple of the episodes this season. Even though I have, to varying degrees, I have enjoyed every episode this season. But this episode in particular, I think would have benefited from a tighter runtime. I think with Strange New Worlds and with a lot of other streaming shows, because they have sort of the room to spread out and they don't have to hit like a tight 44-minute runtime for a network show, that it kind of gets out of control. And I feel like the show would be better served if they would just sort of self-impose and say, okay, this needs to be 45 minutes long. I know technically we can make it as long as we want, but for the sake of the story, there's no reason why this puppet episode needs to be, almost a full hour long. Yeah, again, even though I like it, but there are it takes a little while to get to the puppet stuff. It's another one of those episodes where the what we used to call the teaser, the pre-credit sequence is like really long. And
15 minutes easy.
I thought that was good though.
I liked a lot of it, but I think maybe if they could structure it a little differently, just like, just get to the credits within 2 or 3 minutes. Just write to that. It doesn't mean they have to turn into puppets within the first 2 or 3 minutes, but just have a beat that you can cut from to the credits. Just get to it quick so it feels like, okay, the episode's getting started. We're not like 10 minutes in and there's the credits. Wait a minute. The episode hasn't even started yet. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would be good.
So are you raising a finger to say something, Chris? Or
no? I'm just
okay.
I'm wiping away my tears.
I think the reason why they. I think the reason they might have done that at the beginning is to give people that, like some people here, hate puppets. A little bit of the real reality of what's going on to move the whole season forward.
I felt like that part of the episode was good. I feel like that, like, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, to discuss that, beyond the puppet of it all, to discuss it like critically as like clearly this is like Spock is going through some stuff.
Yeah.
Looking at it from that perspective, I do think the episode worked. I gotta say, like they've established in the real world, quote unquote, he's dealing with this stress, he's dealing with that, he's dealing with this, he's dealing with that, and so he goes in the puppet world, and he's like, he's having panic attacks, and like he's like, I did like that. So like, and it was on this show and on that Star Trek show, he's kind of discussing every episode as regardless of what the genre is that they're employing, there is character development. There is like looking at what this personality or what this character is going through. And I do feel like this episode still held to that. I feel like it did a good job of that. So I will give it its credit for that. And again, like if you it's so hard to look past the puppetness, and I recognize that the puppetness is integral to the story, but like, you know, if this were any other episode, this is the things that we'd also be talking about. So I feel like that needs to be
Agreed. And I tried to really, when I was watching it, I bookended it. So I got to the point with my rewatch, like I said, because with the puppet stuff, literally like 10 minutes there, I was, if I had not had to do this show, it's the first time I would have just turned it off. Like there's nothing here for me. But I tried to go from, okay, this is essentially a Spock head trip. So let me watch the stuff in the beginning that is like the Spock stuff, which I kind of liked, because also with him like dealing with T'Pring, I love the actress who plays T'Pring, and then she's there when he wakes up and it's all a dream, and you were there and you were there and you were the Tin Man. So I want to see where Spock's head is at, which is great, because we all love Spock, and I love Ethan's portrayal as Spock almost as much as I love Nimoy's portrayal as Spock and Zachary Quinto. But yeah,
I like Zachary Quinto.
That's fine. Somebody has to. But I think that so I was really trying to find, like, what are we doing here with Spock? And it reminds me of, like, what Neek had observed at the end of the Ghost Ship episode, which should have been the episode before this one in production order, where he looked at La'an with horror and disdain, and like he just needs to reconnect to the basis of logic that gets him through, you know, his ordeals. Maybe the human is taking over too much, and it's also a bridge to sort of smiley, sort of shouty Spock that we see in Where No Man Has Gone Before. So, I mean, and also that we saw in The Cage. It's like he was that in The Cage, and then, you know, Peck brings it to a more emotional, because he's crazy when we first meet him in Discovery. Beardy Spock. I love Beardy Spock. It was so compelling. And then he turns into, you know, TOS Spock, but he's not quite. So for me, like, that's amazing. I want to see that journey. I want to see how they get from there to this new stuff to the other there that we both know. Like, how do these bookends is the Star Trek we've always known. Let's see the journey between the two. That is why I love prequel series, because they make the original stuff that you watched much more dynamic, because you have different things in mind now. You can see it in a different light. But it's like they're almost sabotaging that just to do nonsense. So I was really trying to find like a Spock through line here, and it's not much more than I need to focus back on logic and Vulcan, and T'Pring, you're actually who I'm supposed to be with. But would you be the person I was supposed to be with had La'an not just told me, nope, sorry, stole your role, bub, we're done? I don't know.
I hate to break this to you, but that happened during the puppet stuff. Because but it happened, but then he was talking to her at the end. No, like, I mean, what I mean is the thing that you were looking for, you know, the undercurrent was, you know, he feels all this pressure. He's got to do all this stuff. All these people are relying on him, and he's failing, and he can't do it, and he's trapped, and like that, you know, the puppet metaphor, the Muppet 4, as it were, was that he's getting pulled in all these different directions, and he wants to be there for everyone, and he knows that he can. I think T'Pring literally says, you can't save everybody. And like, she's like, much like in the Ghost episode, even in this altered state, this not really her, she is still giving him the guidance and the advice that he is seeking.
You know, and I think, like, had they shown these in production order as opposed to, even though, I mean, putting the Griffin episode right before this one would have been like a jar, but I mean, it goes from him literally like chopping off his own ears because he feels like he needs to be more human, or is he just, I don't know what it was, but to him trying to say, I need to be more Vulcan, I need to like get back to that center of logic. He's even talking about, he's doing meditation, talking about his katra and the center of all and all that. Like, to me, that's fascinating. I want to see much more of that. I want Spock to have more depth than he was able to have in the original series, in a way that fits in Strange New Worlds. But I feel like they just undercut it all the time, because it's just like they're forcing this other stuff on us that is just like, all right, I guess I'll get through this just so I can get that little golden nugget of Spock. I don't know.
I completely agree that the production order or I don't know, production order, the order that they're airing these are doing it a disservice. They're doing the show a disservice. They should have start with the dinosaurs. Cool. Maybe do Black and White next, then do Drunk Planet, then do Horror Planet, and I feel like there was another one in between. Was that all of them?
No, that's all.
No, the shuttle.
Steam shower, steam bath, planet. Oh wait, that one hasn't aired yet.
What?
Steam shower, steam bath planet?
Yeah, it was like a parody of that old HBO show where they all were in a steam shower or something.
Oh, that old HBO show.
Yeah,
sure.
what was that called?
I love that one.
It was a good one.
Steam bath.
Yeah, something like
Tales
that.
from the Crypt.
There you go.
Stay too long.
Chris didn't like Tales from the Crypt because it had a puppet in it.
Right, you got me.
It very famously had a puppet in it in every episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought this was great. Now, from a dream perspective, it's a great dream for Spock because all this stuff is happening to him, and he's got all these things going on, and he's trying to deal with them and trying to figure them out. And the whole dream is him trying to figure everything out, and just getting dumped, I think, was the trigger. But he's also got that trauma because they played the clips, the audio clips from the Griffin, of the ears and different things that he was going through in that trauma. So he's trying to, he's sitting there meditating and trying to, Vulcan his way out of how he's feeling. And then with the panic attacks in the dream and just all the crazy things going on, I think it was a good example of a dream someone would have where you're trying to deal with all this stuff. But of course, everything's bizarre because it's a dream.
Well, and it also fits because he is, not just in this episode, but this season, obviously, like, I guess the entirety of his character, but like, he's trying to figure out the Vulcan / the human, like, the two sides of himself, and trying to reconcile, trying to come to like an understanding of himself. And so it does make sense that this creature who wants to be entirely logical would see his human half or other humans as these silly, emotional, ridiculous, like crazy creatures, like puppets. Yeah. Like, so, the fact that they manifested as puppets but really it's the as T'Pring put it, the shenanigans, the what did you say? The hijinks
ensue.
Yeah,
this was the most hijinks of all of them. Don't you love T'Pring and hijinks?
It was hijinky.
Yeah, T'Pring and hijinks go together.
The highest.
They even called it out.
The highest of jinx.
The highest of jinx. It was high key hijinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I will have some positive things to say about this episode, but
thank you.
We
can heal maybe then.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I love how invested you are in Chris's opinion of the episode, Albie.
I have very few besties, and he's one of them. And I want to enjoy the same stuff, but
we don't have to enjoy the same. I've been married to 30-something years. We don't enjoy the same stuff. We're still together. It's fine.
That's true.
We're all adults. We're allowed to like what we like. It's fine.
You're right, and I like you, Chris, and I like puppets.
What? How can you like me?
I feel like a puppet sometimes. Do you ever feel like a puppet? You ever feel like a puppet?
I feel like I never ever feel like a puppet ever.
Even right now, you don't feel like a puppet.
Why would I feel like a puppet right now?
Honestly, the only time I feel like a puppet is when Steve shoves his hand right up my cloaca.
We don't talk. We talk.
I feel like a puppet.
I wanted to keep that private. I thought that was just between us, and now everybody who
Listen,
watches the show is going to know.
No
We
secrets
saw
on the
this
internet.
episode. All bets are off, Steve. All
Just
bets
Chris-
are off.
Chris, I feel sometimes like you're very puppet-like. You seem like a puppet right now to me. I don't know.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
What's that mean?
You never felt like a puppet,
Like,
John?
you know how like
No,
free,
no.
it's
What,
like
what do you
free
mean
will,
that Chris feels like a puppet?
like free will is an
Look
illusion,
at him.
man.
Doesn't he
like free
seem
will,
like a puppet?
like free will is an
Maybe it's the
illusion,
hair?
man.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe I'm on something. I don't know. Maybe I'm still overtired. We got a lot more to talk about. I want to talk about so much more because this might be my favorite episode of Strange New Worlds.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it later.
Wow.
But there's so much more puppety goodness to talk about. I can't wait to talk about with my besties. All right. So we'll talk more puppets. We got Trek and Tells. We got trivia. We got all kinds of things going on. Our final thoughts and ratings on this episode of Strange New Worlds. And we'll be right back. And we're back. Welcome back. We are talking about puppets. We are puppets. Do you feel like a puppet, Chris?
I feel like a puppet holding Listen Linda's F-bomb. So
Oh,
thank you,
wow.
Linda. I mean, I should have brought this out earlier when I was doing all my effing. So, but we're not live. I usually hold this up and we're live. That's when I curse a lot. But, yeah, I feel foam rubbery.
Foam rubbery? A little furry?
Am I dreaming? Like,
See, I thought I was dreaming. I thought I was tripping on something, but I don't take nothing. So I don't know. Just maybe too much phenylalanine or something, whatever's in these things.
sure. Yeah, that's got to be healthy for you.
It can't be good for me. I know that. There's so much to talk about. So I think it was a good Spock episode. I really do. I loved the Muppet Show-ness of it all, and that they committed to like Muppet Show level of comedy, both physically and joking, and just it seemed very Muppet Show to me. And I love Muppet Show. That's like one of the things I grew up watching. Like it always existed as I became conscious, and I never fell off of it.
Yeah.
And I'd go to Disney and I'd go see Muppet 3D 3 times every time. I still haven't gone on the Aerosmith roller coaster that's Muppets now, but I want to.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what, I don't mind the Muppets, and they're integral part of my growing up, watching Muppet Show at 7:30 every night, and
Exactly.
it was, and
On the floor in front
it
of
was
the TV.
fun. It was fine. My two favorites were always Statler and Waldorf, so I guess
Yeah,
maybe that
great.
tells you that says a lot about me.
That tracks.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, like as an adult, I feel no draw to like any reverence or even like any nostalgia for they're just the Muppets to me. So like maybe that's why like the whole puppet thing is not resonating with this guy. I'm not, and I feel like Jason Segel tried to bring back the Muppets.
Yeah.
What he did that Muppet
It was good.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a new Muppet Show.
It was
and it
all
won-
right, and I didn't
didn't
watch
it get
any of that new
nominated?
Muppet Show. Yeah, I guess
I think it got a bunch of
nominated.
nominations, Emmy nominations for the new Muppet Show.
Yeah. It was good. I liked
Yeah.
it.
But
Yeah,
like,
so I mean, so it's just so you know, like I don't come from a place of reverence. I don't come from a place of disrespect either. I think it's fine. It's just it doesn't jazz me. So to have like Star Trek do maybe a Muppet homage, if that's what you want to classify this as, is just nothing I'm interested in.
yeah, well, where I'm coming from is I don't think I have reverence for them. I just really enjoy them. Like I like Fraggle Rock, everything that Henson puts out pretty much I'll buy the box set and I just enjoy it. Love Muppet Babies. But like I'm such of a puppet / Muppet nerd. But not only Muppets and Henson, but all kinds of puppets. But I found myself watching like an hour and a half video on like the inner politics between the different voices and puppeteers of Kermit, and all the drama backstage, and I couldn't believe that I watched that all. But Rennie and I are watching the classic, Muppet Show on Disney. They have all of them.
Yeah.
You can go through them. A couple weeks ago, we played Muppet Treasure Island, the PC game from the 90s, and just really dug it. So, and Muppet Treasure Island love, but of course, Muppet Christmas Carol, not the best version of A Christmas Carol, but it's a
Alistair
really good
Sim,
version.
baby. That's the best one.
Yeah, exactly.
Alistair
I'm right
Sim.
there with you, Steve. Right there with you. That moment that Matt had where he watched the Spice Girls on Doctor Who, I was like, I'm seeing the Muppets on Star Trek.
Gosh.
So it was kind of my two things, both sides of my
Yeah,
brain,
I can
which
relate.
are both artistic, I guess, and not logical.
Well, it's
But
yeah.
they just intermingled, and
I had
loved
that
it.
experience with that episode of, I think it's from season 2, maybe season 3 of Star Trek Discovery, where they watch a Buster Keaton movie. And
Yeah.
and it's not just any Buster Keaton movie, it's Sherlock Jr., which is, no kidding, my favorite movie ever. So it's like, oh, Star Trek characters are watching my favorite movie ever on their spaceship. And it was just kind of a cool little, like, oh, they made this just for me, kind of moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
See,
how I felt. And I felt it every time.
I had kind of the opposite reaction to it, actually, because I love the Muppets. But and that's the thing. Like, if this had been the Muppet Show, if they'd done this exact same episode, or most of this episode on the Muppet Show, I would have been good. It's because pulling the puppets into the Star Trek universe should not have altered the Star Trek characters. If you're in the Muppet universe and everybody's acting Muppety, cool. But that was again. I've said it like 5 times, but that was my issue. So like it's not a question of like whether or not I like the puppets or whether I like Muppets in general. It was, you've already established how these characters behave, and now you're making them behave. And it would have, and they kind of like explain, well, we're Muppets now, and we have kind of a Muppet sensibility, and we're acting more zany than usual. Fine. But again, if you're going to do that, you don't need to say it was all a dream. Just say you were under the Muppet thrall. Just say you had Muppet mind.
And
Muppet
I will say it might have helped if they had made that point about, oh, we're puppets, and therefore we're more excitable like puppets. If they had made
phone for brains,
like if they had established that a little earlier. Because you're right, like it kind of seems like they're more or less themselves up to a certain point, and then they're like, "We're puppets," and it's kind of taken for granted. Well, because what it reminded me of, and I feel like this was a major, if not the primary, inspiration for this episode, which was the puppet episode of Angel, where Angel became a puppet.
Smile Time.
Yeah, Smile Time. Great episode, and that was a point in that episode that Angel, now that he is a puppet, he's not exactly acting like himself. His personality is a little bigger, he's more excitable, and they explicitly attribute that. They like, everybody notices it pretty much right away, and they explicitly attribute it to the fact that he's a puppet. And the way they do, I think it's Fred, one of the characters, describes it as he now has the proportional excitability of a puppet.
That would have been great from Mbenga to say that, maybe.
And if they would have just snuck it in there early, so then it doesn't feel quite as out of nowhere when it becomes a point, like when T'Pring has her breakdown, and then Pike says, "See, she's more emotional because she's a puppet." Like, yeah, I get it, but like, you haven't really brought that in yet. You're kind of taking it for granted that everybody's going to be like, "Oh, sure, they're puppets, they're acting funny,"
And the whole, La'an gets on the transport and she tries the thing, doesn't work, Han falls off. I'm still a puppet. And then there's a conversation with Spock, so it seemed like you're happy to still be a puppet. And they have like a heart to heart. And that's what I mean. Like they could have done it because they were still behaving as the characters.
Right.
And the dream was they were just hedging their bets. Like, really, it's all it was.
That's
like I agree with you. It was an act, and you call it practicality, you call it pragmatism, whatever, hedging your bets. But like it was an act of cowardice because they didn't want to go all in and just leave it the way they started it.
You don't think it had anything to do with just examining what Spock was going through?
No, I absolutely do. I mean,
they could have done that and still had it not be a dream.
I
agree. They still could have done that and not have it be puppets. I mean, there's many ways that you can examine what Spock might be going through.
That's what I mean. 2026, there's no room for hate on my bridge.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by hedging their bets.
Yeah,
because they had. Like you're at, they could have just ended with seeing the puppets floating around outside, and that would have been fine.
That would have been beautiful. Yeah.
It would have been fine. But
Yeah.
they're like, okay, well, and I wonder, obviously we're not in the writer's room, but I would be curious if there was a decision, like they've shot the other ending and they're like, do we end with the dream or not? And like, I'm imagining that the studio, the director, like they're going back and forth, and and the committee has decided, yes, we're gonna make it a dream. We're going with the
fan
dream.
edit.
Yeah.
We could have a fan edit.
It's a really easy one too. Just chop off the last minute.
Exactly.
It's an easy edit.
But watching this,
I didn't even hate the last minute. Like I felt like it was fine.
In and of itself,
but,
it's a
but
fine
it
scene.
was a betrayal of the rest of the episode.
Yeah, it's a fine. it's a fine. And actually, I kind of like the parting shot of like the spooky sort of shot of little Ricky at the desk. Like I kind of like
little Ricky.
I kind of like that, but I would prefer it if they would have just not had it be a dream, But like the scene where Spock wakes up and finds out, like it's a perfectly fine scene in its own right. It's just I think it kind of guts the puppetness of it all,
I don't think I felt that because I was so high on the comedy of the whole thing and just loving it that I didn't mind what they did to get me there. That was the price I paid.
Like I said, I mean, as someone who liked the episode, like it doesn't ruin the episode for me, but it does it did the first time I watched it, I was like, like come on, like you made a puppet episode, just own it, just own it.
Yeah.
Albie, weren't you the one who was mad that they added color to the last 3 seconds of the black and white episode?
I was, but
how is this different?
After we talked about chiaroscuro, how do you even say it?
Chiaroscuro.
Thank you, chiaroscuro. Anyway,
cloaca, Albie.
It's a hard C.
Cloaca. I watched it again after we talked about it, and it made me even more mad. I know I gave it a 1. But I really feel like it was like AI written and just nobody checked it or something. I want, like, they're having detectors out now where they can figure that stuff out. I want to put that script in and see, but nothing made sense. Nothing was connected. No motivation. It was beautifully shot and well directed, well acted. Just the writing sucked. But anyway, I felt the opposite on this one. Loved it. Chris, you still look like a puppet to me. Chris. Why do you look like a puppet? Are you a puppet?
I must be. I'm your puppet, Albie. I'm your puppet.
Yeah,
he's so much more excitable and florid than he usually is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
let's talk about the breakup. Do you want to talk about that? We all saw it coming because La'an dumping Spock. They had to break up because, like, when we see T'Pring in TOS, they're engaged and they're going to be married, right? So they got to kind of go that way before the end of Strange New Worlds.
I don't want to talk about it. It's too soon. I'm still upset about
it. Was it or was it not heartbreaking watching Ethan Peck's heartbreak when he got dumped and really couldn't react and tried to have to be all Vulcan-y?
I feel like they're doing that to maybe accentuate his emotional side and to lead to the panic attacks and all that, which is good. It's a nice conflict for Spock to have, but is now like his central theme of every season going to be the girl breaks up with Spock? I mean, in the most ridiculous episode ever, because if you recall, in the musical episode, that's when he discovered I'm the X.
Yes.
And it was a double meaning because it was both a mathematical equation, but also Christine dumps him. In this one, La'an dumps him, and then they're all puppets. So, I mean, somewhere between Klingon boy bands and puppet La'an, all of Spock's trauma, that's where it lies.
No wonder he never settled down. Like every time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like they tack all these really emotional beats that could be very defining for pre-Spock, or post Cage Spock, both, I guess. It gets obscured in a whole lot of nonsense, and so it's like, again, what kind of show are you trying to be? We're gonna do serious character studies. but we're going to do it in a way that is so distracting that we can't really enjoy the character studies because we're so distracted by all the nonsense that's going on screen. It's like they want to have their cake and eat it too. And I'm, give me the cake or give me something to eat. I don't want both. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't.
I think
Got lost there.
I think the breakup between La'an and Spock just read like housekeeping to me. It just felt like, the writers were like, okay, well, these guys aren't going to, we want to split these guys up. You want to just do it now? Yeah, let's just do it now. It didn't really, it tied into the episode, to the following episode a little bit because they have their little talk in sickbay after he sews her arm on. And, he's kind of trying to still, be there for her. But
but that's all in his head.
That's true. That's true.
So it's like any emotional stuff
he's imagining himself as being a really
exactly. He is imagining himself to be this, Yeah, I'm very chivalrous.
Yeah.
I'm the good guy. I'm going to sew her arm back on. Like it baffles me because any character development that we get between them, even though she's a puppet, it's all a head trip. Like she has no basis in the emotional journey that he just had in this episode because it's not her.
Yeah.
So it's another way where they're trying to like have all these moments, but at the end of the day, it's all a dream, and you literally have to reset to when he's in the shuttle putting the buoys out.
Yeah.
And she just broke up with him, and I'm still trying to figure out like how did he get like what happened that knocked him out?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. It would have been nice.
And
if
why
they
hand wave that? Like,
on
the
that.
transporter accident damaged the shuttle. Don't worry about it. The episode's almost
In a way,
So I'm guessing the buoys just blew up and it knocked him out. Like he got rattled.
Maybe,
in the thing and it knocked him out.
I like that they didn't show that because it would be the clue that it was a dream. Like when Dorothy falls in the pig pen.
I mean,
and bumps
afterwards,
her head.
like when he wook up,
when
she's
explains what
happened.
really happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been nice to, or at least for her to explain it better. Like your shuttle went into free fall in outer space or something. I don't know, whatever. You hit your head. Like just
You fell down and when you hit
You fell in a pig pen.
You had a little bump. You took a little bump.
I mean, it was interesting that like the transporter could like take over everybody on the ship and then transport the entire ship. And I thought, okay, that's kind of neat. And then I thought of Rick Tatro screaming at the top of his lungs saying, "Transporters don't work that way."
He's gonna hate it so
Rick
much.
Tatro.
He won't even care about the puppets. It's just like the ship wonk and him is going to be like,
would have been better for me.
This doesn't work that way.
If the Enterprise was like foam and fleece when it came back.
If it was a puppet Enterprise.
I thought about
Fleece
that.
it's my favorite 80s buddy cop comedy.
I would totally
That's my
watch
favorite
that. Foam and Fleece.
Joan Jett song. I thought about that actually. If everything had come back, but in my head, by puppet logic, if that were the case, then they would have been able to use the control of the ship.
Right.
Because
You said the name of the episode, John. Puppet Logic.
Yeah, it would have been like
Yeah.
the
Orions wouldn't.
And Spock would have been the only one who couldn't do anything because everything.
And the Orions wouldn't want a foam ship.
Yeah, they would just.
Well,
They
the
would just
Dream
rejuvenate-
Orions
they'd
would.
just, like,
Let's talk about.
tie a hook to it and just drag it away.
Oh yeah, I want to
Let's
talk
talk
to
about the
John.
Orions.
John, who loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine beyond all
Sure.
reason.
Yes,
Joe
right.
Latrigio.
Joe Latrigio.
Cool. So did that give you a little thrill or?
Yeah, he's cool.
I've only watched a few episodes. What is he on Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
He's one of the cops.
He's a cop
what's his
on
name?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Is that his real hair or was that a wig?
I mean, I don't know. That wasn't his real hair on
What,
Brooklyn
as an
Nine-Nine, but
Orion?
It's been several
Okay.
years.
Yeah,
He
that
wasn't
was-
getting
yeah,
called it.
wig.
I'm guessing it was probably a wig.
Wasn't his real skin tone either. What are you talking about?
The new Orions are darker, or they're not lighting them correctly, or it's this high dynamic range crap. But
They're
it's
tanning.
hard for
They're-
me to see their features.
They're tanning.
Well, these are Spock imaginary Orions.
And Spock is racist against Orion, so
Yes.
he always
He's-
frames them as being
Spock
darker in skin tone than they actually are.
Spock sees everything in high def. It's a little known fact about Vulcan
Oh,
physiognomy. But yeah, I would say of the aliens or of the Orions, he was my favorite Orion. he
Okay.
I thought he did well. I enjoyed his role.
I kind
I
of
thought
wish
the captain was, and that's what I mean. Like, it was just, this could have been a great episode if they simultaneously committed to the bit, but also took it seriously. If
I don't know.
they're Orions, because like they could like, okay, we take over the ship, fine. But the fights were too cartoony, and like they were too again, pick a lane.
Yeah.
And I felt like again they were trying to hedge their bets, and it was to the detriment of both sides.
Thought of a question for you, Chris. You were espousing your love for Farscape. What about the Looney Tunes episode of Farscape? I think this is like on par with that crazy.
Yeah, I hated that.
I wasn't. You know what? At that point, it was still a novelty for like shows to do episodes like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's almost de rigueur, where you have to have some kind of weird. You know what? I was thinking about this last night as I was drifting off to sleep.
Puppets.
They want to make every episode of Strange New World Scooby Natural. That's what they want to do. Like, they want every episode to be a goof event episode instead of just a regular episode. So if nobody understands what I'm talking about, there is an episode of Supernatural where Sam and Dean go into an episode of Scooby-Doo.
That's the only one I saw.
And it's fantastic. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Loved it.
because Supernatural is so serious all the time that they can get away with, and it's also actually, no, it's freaking hilarious all the time too, but it's always grounded. They've had a couple of wacky episodes, but that by far was just like an homage to, like, the monster hunting and the ghost hunting that Supernatural is based on. Well, it turns out Dean is a huge Scooby-Doo fan, and they wind up in an episode of Scooby-Doo. So it's Sam, Dean, and Kaz in an episode of Scooby-Doo with Fred, Daphne, Shaggy, and Scoob, and Velma. And it was glorious. It was just so much fun. But I feel like if you try to do that every week, is it even special anymore? Like, the more you do something, the less special it becomes. And if every episode is going to be the outlier and there's no center anymore, then it just becomes like, foam and latex signifying nothing.
Maybe that's the time.
to coin a phrase.
But there's still I hear you, Chris. But I don't really agree, because they're doing something like, they're cranking it up to 11 every episode, but they're still doing different things. Like, every episode is a different kind of, like, if they did, like, I think like last season of Community, the kids not watching Community, I introduced it to them, or introduced them to it. And season 5, I think, is after Dan Harmon leaves, you can tell. And they're not bad episodes, but you can tell like they're really like, let's do this kind, like it's not the same quality of them. We want to do this genre, and it's not like they're phoning it in. They're not doing. I think I was much harsher to it when it was originally airing, but than I am now. Like, they're fine, they're okay, but they're not as cleverly done as they were before. So I mean, I'm off on a tangent, but my point is, like, they're still, they may not be. Like, every episode can't be Scooby Natural. Well, they're not making every episode Scooby Natural. They're making, one episode, Starship Troopers, and they're making one episode Die Hard, and they're making one episode Lord of the Rings, and like, yeah.
Can they just make one episode Star Trek?
They made one episode.
They've done that. We have 980 of those.
I thought I was watching Star Trek.
Yeah.
I guess I was wrong.
I feel like, for me, it's almost like, what was it? The last season of Enterprise, they knew they were going out or something, and Manikato is just like having fun and doing fun things and things we wanted to see that haven't been done yet.
Can I
I'm
say
kind of feeling that here.
That's
the last season of Enterprise is probably.
I wasn't nuts about the last season of Enterprise.
Yeah, it's my least favorite season of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay, I enjoyed it because I
enjoyed it at first because it was going for the fan
It's
service.
fan
But
service,
then
yeah.
when I became like an actual fan of Enterprise, I got to season 4. I was like, what are they doing?
What
Like
happened?
the show was so good. What happened? What are they doing?
Yeah.
We are the opposite.
Yeah.
We are the opposite.
And I've seen season 4 more than any. I've seen almost every episode of season 4 of Enterprise multiple times. I've only seen the entire series through once and a half, I guess, because I started it again. But I get it. When they were doing that's when I got interested in Enterprise because it was playing to the fan service in me. But at least they were trying to ground that version of Star Trek that people weren't jiving with as a prequel series with TOS that everybody loved and creating a bridge. I just felt it became like TOS porn fanfic in season 4 to the detriment of actually the show that they were doing beforehand. And it's fine. They got a new showrunner in. They wanted to infuse some kind of enthusiasm and some kind of, hey, I know this. I recognize this. Maybe we'll spike the numbers a little bit. It was a Hail Mary. And for all that, it still stands up, like, because they treat it respectfully. I don't know that I can take anything that happens on Strange New Worlds after season 2 seriously. It just goes further and further and further away from this center that you want to have as a contiguous whole in the Star Trek universe. So say what you will about Enterprise, but it treated everything with respect. And the stuff that came before, they at least tried to fit it into canon somehow, even though there were some stretches. But, they were interested in maintaining the integrity of the universe. I don't think Strange New Worlds gives a damn about that. And I don't think Discovery really cared about that either. That's why they put it to the 32nd century, so they wouldn't be shackled by it anymore, which I respect. That's great. And they did some really good stuff on Disco. I know you and me, Albie, we love to bash Disco on this show. But they did some interesting stuff as a prequel series. I think they expanded the universe a lot. They gave cred to Enterprise a lot that nobody could, because that was the only thing that they could harken back to. But they mentioned Archer. They mentioned Enterprise. They mentioned like all that. It was funny, that and the third JJ movie. It's like Enterprise became like the focal point for both. It was crazy cool, but they were trying to make it all come together.
Yeah.
I don't think that they just don't even care about that anymore. And I guess that's okay, but I want it to all come together. So
I mean, I guess it depends a lot on, what you as a fan connect with. And from that perspective, I understand what you're saying. Like, I mean, for me personally, I am not invested at all in the integrity of the universe. I don't care. Like, I literally could not care less if any series in Star Trek lines up with any other series in Star Trek, even if one is a direct prequel or sequel. Like, to me, they're all separate shows. Yes, they exist in the same fictional universe, but it's fiction, and I'm flexible as far as that goes. Like, I accept that George Clooney and Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton are all the same Batman. That I have no problem accepting that whatsoever, even though they seem completely incompatible. How is this supposed to be the same guy? It just is. It's fiction. Who cares? And I feel the same way about different Star Trek shows. And that's why I've never gotten bent out of shape about, why does the Enterprise, how comes Pike has these huge quarters and Captain Kirk only has a little cabin? I don't know. I don't care. It's all made up. That's not what I'm here for. Like, that's not what I'm here for. So, and I guess and that's one of the reasons why I did, doing an episode where they all turn into puppets doesn't really bother me, as long as I'm entertained by that episode. I used to be a little more uptight about it when I was a teenager and I was watching Deep Space Nine when it was originally airing. I used to not like the Ferengi episodes because I felt like they were too silly, and I wanted Deep Space Nine to be a serious show because it was the serious, dramatic, psychological Star Trek show that dealt with really heavy themes, and and then the Ferengis would come in a few times a year and it would just be a wacky sitcom. And I didn't like that at the time. And then when I rewatched it years later as a grown-up, it didn't bother me at all. And it could, because I kind of realized, oh, this has always been part of what the show is. Like I might have my particular versions of it that I prefer more than others, but being just really goofy has always been a part of what Star Trek is. And I've come to not just tolerate that, but to embrace that and really consider that something about the franchise that I really love. Is that, yeah, it can do the really heavy, like, social issue episodes, and it can do the really, dramatic character driven episodes where the actors get to really show us what they can do, and it can also do episodes where they're playing characters in a fairy tale, or they're turned into puppets, or they're in a Robin Hood movie for some reason, or whatever. Like that's always, or they're on a shore leaf planet where there's like an Alice in Wonderland rabbit running around, except it's clearly just a guy in an Easter Bunny costume, and everybody treats it as like, oh, look at that rabbit. That's not a rabbit, man. That's a guy in a costume. Whatever, But yeah, it doesn't. That kind of thing doesn't bother me. I judge it on an episode by episode basis, and the puppet episode was fine with me.
I like that.
I agree with
Chris.
everything Steve said except for that last.
We're almost there. See, we have common
So close.
Yeah,
But no, I
good.
was. Yeah, I'm yes anding because Chris, you're like, you want to maintain the integrity of the Star Trek universe, and this doesn't fit in it. Well, for me, my perspective is, it does, because they put it in their universe. By definition, it's part of the universe. Like it's even if it's completely, if they do stop motion episode or whatever, like,
Or the Harlem Globetrotters
if
show
the
up.
people, and this is what I mean when I say canon is stupid. I'm not just being like, I mean, I may be, but that's not the sum total of what I'm doing.
However you mean it, I
Like-
agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, canon is stupid, because if the people who make the show say this also is the show, then it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. And you could say that it sucks, and you could say that, well, I like, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man more than the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and I don't, but it doesn't mean that Tom Holland is not Spider-Man. It just means you like this other one
Right.
better. Like,
Exactly.
which is fine. But it doesn't.
Andrew
And that's why
Garfield.
canon is stupid, because like if I had enough money and I buy Star Trek and I say, and now, and I recast everybody as black actors.
Yes.
That's just
I
what
would watch
it is.
Do it.
That's just what it
Let's
is.
do
now.
it. It's time.
Because I own Star Trek, and that's what I said. And you can say it's stupid, you can say it sucks, you say there's no good reason for it, and all of that could be valid, but that doesn't mean it's not canon, and that's why canon is stupid.
Yeah, people get too invested in it. People get too invested in whether or not something is canon. Like the real question is, did you like it or not? And
Yeah.
if you didn't like it, that's
everything
fine.
is a different version.
Yeah.
And did you like this
I
version?
loved it.
If you didn't like it,
It
that's
brought me
fine.
joy.
If you liked it, that's
made me
fine.
happy.
But like, yeah.
It still makes me happy.
To me, the canonicity of a thing has no bearing on whether I liked it or not. Because there's Star Trek that I think is absolute garbage, and there's Star Trek that I think is brilliant, and it's all Star Trek. I mean, it's all Star Trek.
Speaking of all Star Trek, Chris, do we got some stuff to do? Do we do?
Ah,
What do we
yeah.
do now? What do we do? Some trivia, or do we do our other things?
We can do some trivia.
Oh, I got one
Uh,
more. I got a question. How did everybody feel about the Vulcan salute before Pike gets sucked out of these
That
are the
bumped me a
minis?
little bit. That was my one bump.
Oh, you
when
know
we
what?
get to
I
bumps.
forgot.
You want to do some bumps?
About that? Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
bumped me.
Did anything bump you about this episode, Chris?
The thing is, when I watched that scene, I was just like, come on. Like, do we have to? And I completely forgot about it, John, until you brought it up.
You're welcome.
I don't know that it made me angry. At the same time, it didn't. No, actually, no. I figured, okay, well, maybe that's where Spock got it. Maybe,
Right.
maybe
You
that,
could
maybe
make
that,
that
that,
out.
maybe that contributes to the tapestry that is Star Trek. And now, when I see Wrath of Khan, I can think of this, but I don't want to think of this when I see Wrath of Khan. And the fact that it was all a dream. So what he's saying stuff that he learned in a dream, from Dream Pike to
Yeah.
Kirk on his deathbed. I mean, way to cheapen Wrath of Khan. What's next? Ben Sisko never came home. Oh wait, I mean,
That's a whole other episode. We'll debate that again.
I thought-
at some point, Chris.
I thought Pike saying the needs of the many, to me, it was almost a bridge too far, just because that's such a well-known reference. And it's like, we've heard
too soon.
But what
too soon?
What kind of brought me over to thinking, okay, I'm fine with that, is the irreverence of it. Is the fact that I'm like, they're taking this, like famous, incredibly emotional moment from a really serious movie, and they're making it a joke. And I respect the fact that they did it, because Star Trek is way, way too precious about itself, and it's like it holds itself to, like, they can't make fun of that, that's a sacred moment. Shut up, nerd. Like,
or how about a show that we love and that has been transformative in our lives becoming a parody of itself? How about that?
But the show,
you know what, I think I have a legitimate gripe with that.
But the show you love is still there.
No, I understand. I get it. But it's just like, but I'm watching this and I need to comment on this because we're doing a show about it.
Oh, no.
So it's just like, so I'm going to call it like I see it. And it's just like, take one of the most emotional, like sacred moments in Star Trek, Spock's death and Kirk's bereavement, and just like how gutted he is to lose his soulmate. And let's just make it like a puppet joke, because you.
I guess the best way I can explain it is, when I watch Star Trek II, that moment is sacred to me. Yeah. Within the context of that movie. Now, when the movie's over, or actually even if I'm watching the movie with a buddy and we both have kind of an irreverent sense of humor, it doesn't have to be sacred. I've got jokes I can do, No,
that's fine. Do it on Venture Brothers. Do it on Rick and Morty. Do it somewhere else that can parody it.
I see what you're saying.
But don't go in universe and turn a moment that is seminal to the entire franchise into a joke in that universe.
I guess, like, I haven't watched Star Trek 2 since I watched this puppet episode. And again, this is just different ways that we have to look at it, and there's nothing wrong with the way you're coming at it. It's just, when I watch Star Trek 2 the next time, I guarantee you I will not be thinking about this puppet episode. Like, when I watch Star Trek 2, I'm watching Star Trek 2. And other stuff that has happened in other shows that may reference it or recontextualize it or add to it or subtract from it, that's for those shows. When I watch Star Trek 2, I'm watching Star Trek 2. It's just like some people, I remember talking to some people a couple years ago when they brought T'Pring in as a prominent recurring character in Strange New Worlds, and my favorite classic Trek episode is Amok Time. And somebody said, well, doesn't it like ruin Amok Time for you? Because now it's like, in Amok Time, it's like Spock and T'Pring haven't seen each other since they were kids. And now we find out that, they were like dating and having sex and they were like boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm like, no, because that's not in Amok Time. Like, when I watch Amok Time, I'm watching that. And I get the information that it gives me. And I'm not thinking like, oh boy, it's so weird that they were like actually dating a few years before this. That doesn't enter my mind. Like, I'm watching the thing I'm watching, and I'm watching it on the terms on which it presents itself. And I know not everybody can do that, and not everybody even is interested in doing that, but that's just the way I approach it,
Yeah, I generally agree. I'm on Camp Steve on this moment. on this exact
for now
situation,
for this one point.
No. For this moment, I'm more Camp Chris. I'm not like angered by it, but it does seem like, as you so eloquently put it, Chris, just you, I guess. Like it does seem like a joke that there was no reason to make at all, except to make this moment a joke. But again, I also did, like, again, on second watch, I was like, okay, fine. So maybe, I wouldn't go so far necessarily to say that's where he got it. But sometimes I could see in the moment in Wrath of Khan, that scene playing out in some part of his subconscious because he has this memory or inclination or whatever. Is Albie okay?
He's in a coma.
Albie, what's your episode crush, Albie?
Puppets.
Miles, his middle name is Edward. Miles Edward O'Brien.
Is everything okay? Is everything okay?
Whoa. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, did I doze off? Are
you really?
I've been making gloves.
Are you overworked? Are you overworked?
Yeah, I have been but I'm going to need more clients soon, though, because if they put out Puppet Star Trek merch, I got to buy every single bit of it.
What does making gloves mean? Do I even want to know?
What are you doing? What is making gloves? I was going to ask that too. Yeah.
I'll explain it later, maybe with my Trek and
Are you literally making gloves, like for people? Like, is this like a side hustle?
Feel like making gloves.
Making gloves. Yeah, literally making gloves for people. Hopefully they like them. We'll see. Were we in the middle of trivia? Yeah, Miles.
No, John was making a point, but you fell asleep. But we got to do episode crush. John was on my team. Crush? He was on team. He's on team FU.
Okay, should I go first or last on episode crush?
Albie, who's your episode crush?
Is that the official name of the team?
This was difficult for me because we had Puppet Uhura, right? We had Puppet Una, Puppet Chapel, Puppet T'Pring, Puppet La'an, and I went back and forth a few times, but this is what I settled on. Like if I had to make out and, have intercourse with a Star Trek puppet in a dream, it would probably be Nurse Chapel Puppet. Puppet Chapel's my crush.
Interesting.
Okay.
Steve
Shives. Steve Shives, please give me a less creepy episode crush.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry, Chris. I'm not going to choose I'm not going to choose one of the puppets. Because first of all, when it comes to my heart belongs to Miss Piggy forever and always. So I even in my heart, I could never cheat on Miss Piggy with another puppet.
Sure.
Okay. I had her as a kid. I had a Miss Piggy puppet.
You had her?
I was going to say, just somebody isolate. I had her as a kid. Please.
You had Miss Piggy?
I'm not going to elaborate, but I think you guys know me, right?
You don't have Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy has you, buddy.
Well, we're going to call it here on Treksploration.
She did that. Hiya!
My episode crush is Rachel Harris, who played the Orion captain.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
John
she
Irons.
was good. I loved her voice. She had a really great voice.
Great. She's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious MVP of the episode, I think, is Spock because he had to literally carry the whole episode. But I guess episode crush, if not Spock, would be T'Pring. Like
Puppet T'Pring or human or
the character of T'Pring. Both.
So both.
Both of T'Pring, not crushed in a sense of like I want to get with her, but crushed in the sense of again, I love this character and I love the way that she's portraying her.
You got to admit, Ethan Peck making out with somebody's hand in a puppet was kind of hot.
No, I don't. I don't think that's true.
You do not have to admit that.
Not only do I not admit it, I don't agree.
And Albie,
which I think is maybe more important.
What do they say? To each his own, right?
Albie, you don't have to admit it either. You can just keep it inside.
Albie, actually, we're begging you not to admit it, Albie.
Okay,
First Amendment says you have the right to. Fifth says you don't have to.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. As far as I know, there's nothing illegal about it.
As far as you know.
I'm not.
As far as I know. I haven't looked into it.
Now.
I don't want to know because that would be
What
sad.
are the statutes on having sex with puppets? Is there law about
Exactly.
that?
Oh, God almighty.
Well, you know,
what is it
you
when
know,
Steve
comment
Shives brings
below.
up the weirdest stuff?
Let us know below.
Saying it. Don't make it my thing. It was his.
Also,
Love is love. Don't kink shame me.
They're
Don't
in the
kink shame
future,
me.
and they're in international space waters, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And who amongst us?
On a cruise.
We can't be held responsible for our dreams because,
Exactly.
every one of us has,
Yeah.
dreams go weird places.
The heart wants what it wants, folks.
Exactly. And if it's foam and felt,
the hand wants what it wants.
The hand wants what it wants.
I think we finally know what making gloves means.
Feel like making gloves. Who's your episode crush, Chris?
Gia Senda, as always. And anytime she's on, yeah, she's my bag, Dad. I think she's
not the puppet version.
She's the only one that can supersede Celia in an episode.
That's just you.
I mean, Albie, you have to assume that when we say this, it's not the puppet version.
It's just
you don't have to ask.
I'm looking for a kindred soul, a spirit that understands me.
Comment down below.
I came in hot with the F-bombs on this one. I think you know where I stand on the puppets.
Okay. So I stand on the puppets. Didn't like that.
Favorite part of the episode, Albie, please don't talk about screwing puppets.
So besides that, I have to say them floating in space was beautiful. Puppets, the whole thing. I'm trying to think. I really like Pelia as a puppet. I thought she was just amusing. Puppets. I love the fact that there was puppet romance. Is that okay to say?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, John.
Okay. Okay is a relative term, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's your turn, John. What's your favorite part of the episode?
Favorite part of the episode.
Puppets.
I mean, really, up until even after they've turned puppet, up until the Orions attacked, I really liked it. I thought it was a good episode. I really liked that it was they established the psychological or the whatever scenario that Spock is going through, and even once folks turn puppet, that's still kind of the through line. And so, I know it's not a moment, but my favorite part of the episode was, up when I felt like they were still doing a good Star Trek episode, which was before the Orions attacked. Really, because I was again on my second rewatch. After my first, I was just angry at the whole episode. But rewatching it again, like no, they this held together really well up until they decided to go full camp with it. So yeah, that my favorite part was before the Orions attacked.
Steve Shives.
I have a couple of candidates in my head, but I think I'm going to go with when Puppet Mbenga stabs that Orion guy in the legs with knitting needles.
My God, yes,
that's hardcore.
That was good.
Even Puppet Mbenga is clearly just a sociopath.
Yeah,
now.
he's just he's gonna he's gonna get his pound of flesh even as a puppet.
He does a little murder.
He's a pound of felt.
He's pound of felt.
Favorite
Muppet pounds for days.
Making gloves. My favorite part of the episode was that it was all a dream because we have plausible deniability for this pile of shit. The 47, Albie. What was the 47?
When Scotty was talking about how far away he had to beam Little Ricky to get it in the crew quarters of his nemesis from Starfleet Academy, it ended with 47. So that's where that was.
Okay. Got it.
So I popped for it.
All right. Who's ready for some trivia?
I am. But before that, I wanted to talk about a game I just discovered. Watching this episode with Serenity, it's a drinking game. So, we weren't drinking liquor, but we were taking a drink every time one of us said out loud, "What?" after Scotty said something, because I had no idea what it was like. Banana, electro. It was like I have no idea what the hell he's saying. So we were like,
That's
"What?
hilarious.
What? So that's the new drinking game. Okay, what's the trivia, Chris?
Trivia. We got 6 questions. 3 for Steve, 3 for John. We know John's gonna.
I'm playing cleanup.
You're playing cleanup. You're playing cleanup.
Okay. I'm cooking it.
This is for Steve. In order to shorten the journey home, what does Captain Janeway plan to steal from a Borg ship in the 2-hour episode Dark Frontier?
Oh God.
I think I know this one.
The transwarp something or other.
Conduit.
The transwarp conduit is like the thing the ship goes through. It's the transwarp, the thing that makes the ship go into the transwarp conduit. I can't remember what the specific name of it is, but transwarp something or other.
All right, you're close, John. Can you elaborate on that?
Is transwarp correct? I was looking for the last word.
We're just looking for the last word.
Yeah.
Just give me a last word. That's not conduit.
I'm gonna go with drive.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna have to give
Engine?
this one to Steve because
Engine?
he led you to the water.
Was
that
it
you couldn't drink
or something?
What was it?
It was Albie. What was it? A transwarp
Engine?
Initiator, manipulator, device. I don't know.
Okay, coil. Transwarp. coil.
transwarp
Oh,
okay.
Steve
Yeah, I'm right
gets-
with Steve there, though. Yeah.
Circle gets the square. In the motion picture, John, in the motion picture First Contact, what was the name of Dr. Zephyrin Cochrane's warp vessel?
Shit.
Come on, you should know this.
I should know this, and as soon as you say it, I'm gonna remember it. But
Mhm.
like,
Like you did for Edson Lynch.
it's not gonna means nothing to me. Sorry.
You got to watch that show. It's good.
You know what? I saw First Contact in the theater, and I don't know if I've seen it since. So, like,
Wow.
yeah. No. And
All
I know
right,
it's
Steve.
and here's the thing, like it's referenced so often in other Star Trek stuff. Like I know as soon as you say it, I'm going to know what it is. But I'm not getting it. It's not coming.
Steve, you got a chance to steal.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop some shameless Star Trek nerd cred here in a second. The name of the ship in First Contact is the Phoenix.
Yes.
correct.
But the shameless Trek nerd cred is this. In the novel Star Trek Federation, where Cochrane's warp ship is also referenced, it is called not the Phoenix, but the Bonaventure.
Whoa. So it changed for the movie.
Yeah.
I had the Phoenix Playmates ship that they had lights and sound, and it
Cool.
actually like morphed. And the wings came out. It was really cool.
And did it play-
melted in the fire of 2000.
Did it play
But I had
Steppenwolf if you like pushed a button?
No, but I did.
Oh, you just had it. You just put the CD
Yeah,
on.
it was just warp sounds. I wish they would have licensed that. That would have been cool. But it's still out there. You can find it. But it's a really good model of the Phoenix. Playmates did good back then.
Is Federation one of the hardcovers?
Yes.
Is that the one where they made the Starfleet Delta into the diagram of Cochrane's?
Yeah.
warp?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I remember that.
Judith
I have
and
it.
Garfield
Yeah,
Reeve
it's
Stevens one.
back
Yeah.
there. It's back there somewhere. Yeah. I really enjoyed that book.
I like it too.
All right, there we go. Steve, this one's for you. In the Deep Space Nine episode, Explorers, what occupations does Jake Sisko tell his father he wants to pursue?
Oh, that's where he says he wants to be a writer.
There we go. All right,
Yeah.
Anselm. You get an Anselm
good.
for that one.
I want an Anselm.
John, you're going to get this one so easy. I know it.
Don't say that.
In Star Trek, the motion picture, what space phenomenon does an improperly balanced warp drive system in the USS Enterprise create? Belay that order.
Is it a temporal anomaly? Is that what that is? Is it like I don't know what you're doing. And here's the thing, like every question Steve got, which it always happens. Whatever the other guest gets their question, like those are the ones that I know.
That's my favorite. Ilea just going like this the whole time.
Oh wait,
Now,
what was
she
the
felt
question?
like a
What was the
puppet.
question?
No, welcome to Captain Game Show. Anyway, in Star Trek, the motion picture, what space phenomenon does an improperly balanced warp drive system in the USS Enterprise create?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say a time slip.
Sorry, Steve. Would
No,
you like
that was
to
Rocky
steal?
Horror Picture Show. Close, though.
A time. Let's do the time. It is a wormhole, actually.
It is a
Whoa!
wormhole.
Well, that's
A
a weird way
wormhole.
to display a
Yeah.
wormhole.
Well, I think they hadn't decided what a wormhole was in Star Trek yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not how wormholes work in Star Trek.
And it was the 70s,
Yeah.
so
It was
a
the-
lot
yeah.
of rainbow
It was
colors.
just
flying
John.
around.
It was just a way
Everybody
to make the
was just
movie
high
even
all the
longer.
time.
They said, let's make this movie even longer Let's have a slow motion scene for no
Slow
reason.
down.
Yeah, it was only 6 minutes,
Right-
6.5 minutes.
Right
of
after
just
they
shaking and
the ship
wormhole.
finally leaves Earth after like 3 hours. Let's have a slow motion scene for no reason. Yeah, that's what a great
Yes.
idea.
How dare you, sir?
You got to watch the special longer version for the extended version of that wormhole.
They shot it. They got to show it, right? That's the rules. Them's the rules.
We're gonna use all the footage we shot, right?
That was pretty much the mantra. Who cares if the effects are done or not?
That's
All
true.
right.
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah.
you're going to get a softball here.
Okay.
What is the name of Data's cat?
Aw.
Spot.
And for extra credit, can you recite the poem from memory?
I cannot, but I can tell you that I unironically love that poem. Like
That's great.
one of the points in that episode is how everybody's like talking trash about Data's cat poetry. I unironically think Data's poetry in that episode is good. I enjoy it very much.
Felis catus, is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped carnivorous by nature?
How did I know you would have it memorized?
I just
Just a little
That's
bit
the
of it.
poem you keep in your pocket.
I do. In
With your
case it ever
mustard.
comes up, you meet a woman, you got to quote them some lyrics.
Sure.
Quote them some poetry.
Chicks like it
So-
when you can feed them some poetry.
Oh, just
Right.
spot. Yeah.
It's romantic and
Yeah.
chicks and cats. John, which actor who played a Starfleet captain was nominated for a Tony Award in 2008 for his portrayal of Hamlet?
Ooh. We got a producer raising her hand.
Hamlet.
If nobody else gets it.
I mean, is it Picard?
And
Patrick
Picard was. John gets a point.
Ding, 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 ding.
It
wasn't a sweep.
Yes. She knew that one.
So apparently it's 5-1.
Okay, but
who
are we
won?
not counting the ones that I knew but that wasn't asked? I feel like I should get at least three.
Next time on Captain Game Show, you do that for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Okay.
gonna happen, is it?
Speaking of Captain
I
Game
was
Show,
never
I've never been
invited
on.
back.
We should do a trivia thing here, John. I don't know if you want to do that in the future, but maybe think about that.
I will think about that.
Okay, cool.
All right. So Steve gets.
Yay, good job, Steve.
All right. So do we have any Trek and Tells? I kind of have. Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Because
I'm
we
going to go last.
We were discussing space puppets. So
Space puppets.
But that's what my wife has always called. She hates Farscape. She hates it. And
Space
every
puppets.
time it was
Space
on, she's like, "Why are they yelling all the time? Oh, you're watching Space Puppets, Space Puppets." She hates Farscape. But I have this old promo postcard that was like it was Sci-Fi Friday, and it was one half Farscape, the other half Stargate.
Okay, yeah.
I love
and-
Sci-Fi Friday.
And
That was a good
have
combo,
the and I've had this for a long time.
That's cool.
And because I love Farscape so much, so you want to talk space puppets? This is a novel that I have. It's called House of Cards by an acquaintance, Keith DeCandido, who's a prolific
nice.
Star Trek author too. And it was like kind of like a Rigel novel. And I just found I was thrifting. And I found another Farscape novel called Ship of Ghosts by David Bischoff. Now, David Bischoff, he's no longer with us. He's the guy who wrote the short story that became Tin Man in TNG. And he also contributed to another episode of Next Gen, along with Ron Moore and I forget which one it is. But his first novel that he published in the 70s was called The Seeker. So
Yes, I love The Seeker.
that's
One of
my
my
Trek
favorite
and Tell.
books.
Also, I don't know if we want to do this on this episode. We got something in the post office box, but it's been going a little long. Do we save this one for the next episode?
We can, yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited about it. Or do you want to show
you know
it?
what?
I think you should show it because it's good work and it's art.
Yeah, you have to blur it out though because I realized I held it up and you can see. So
The editor and me went, extra work.
yeah, sorry about that. So if you guys, if we're talking about alternate versions, puppet versions of ourselves, well,
That'd be awesome.
our wonderful supporter and longtime fan and listener, Ruffalo Taco.
Ruffalo Taco!
Roll for Taraco, Frank.
Roll for Taraco.
Frank, I don't know if you guys saw this on Insta, but Frank did
Great person.
this amazing, stupendous. I'm opening it now.
This is our second fan thing like this, I think.
Yeah, like fan
Which would be
art
amazing.
of us. But here we go. Dun dun dun. He made a trading card.
Wow.
Albie.
Love it.
On the back, it says Treksploration.
Very
Love
nice.
And this is Albie Burge 8226. This is new because I didn't see this one on Insta. This is, I guess, just for you guys, for you and Rennie.
Oh, it's
There's a
Grogu.
Grogu.
Yay.
So there you
Part of
go.
our family.
It's part of your family. He
Yep.
did a wonderful version of me
Oh, wow.
in my Enterprise.
I love it.
And the Seeker is in the background along with my hand link.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's
so
great.
cool.
Your
There
intense
you go.
eyes.
And my intense eyes. Yeah, I guess so, right?
That's cool.
It's a good read, Steve. I'll send it to you. If you
That's
want.
funny. This is the first thing John ever said to me when we first met. He's like, I did not expect your eyes to be so intense. I was like, thanks, I guess.
I don't remember that being the first thing I said, but that sounds right.
It was among the first things you said to me.
The first time I saw you,
I'm
Chris,
gonna guess-
Dreamweaver played in the background and everything was in slow motion.
This is a much bigger haul than I thought it was going to be. So we have to give this its own show.
Oh, wow.
This is Sam, I guess,
yeah.
pre-leap. Yeah, it's
Love
like
it.
the beginning of Quantum
72.
Leap. All right.
Yep.
So Ruffalo Taco. And he wrote a
Thank
note
you,
here
Ruffalo
saying,
Taco.
before I show more, Chris and Albie, thank you for making me feel like a part of the Treksploration family. These sketch cards are a small token of appreciation. I give you permission to put the Chris and Albie cards on merch. I
Yay!
included Matt
Ooh.
cards.
Thank
I
you.
still feel his loss. So there is a
Yes.
Matt card coming up. I hope these tribute cards find a good home. Francisco Salazar.
Love that.
Salazar. So
Thank you,
Ruffalo Taco. And here's, he did a couple of Matt. So we have Matt in his triangle
Oh,
hat.
that's awesome.
So
Nice.
for anybody that knows the Quantum Leap podcast and Quantum Leap, there was an episode called Future Boy,
Future boy.
where Richard Hurd wore a triangle hat, and Matt got the actual prop that was used on the show. He bought it from Richard Hurd before
From
Richard
Richard
Hurd
Hurd.
passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was one of his favorite, like a picture of him in that triangle hat. I think of Matt all the time. So
It was between me and Matt, and we had to figure out who was going to buy it because we weren't going to let it go public.
yeah. So and we have two more Matt cards. It says Leap on Matt. So that's nice. He looks like he's in a Fermi suit going on there.
I love it.
And he did Matt as Spock.
Oh, perfect.
So there you go.
I
And the
feel
funny
like
thing,
that's
I don't
something you would
know.
cosplay.
I don't know if this was intentional, but on the back it looks like Matt sleeping.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, for anybody
is
who's
great.
watching Treksploration that doesn't know, Matt Dale was a dear friend of Albie and me. He was a co-host of the Quantum Leap podcast with me, Albie, and Allison Pregler, and he died unexpectedly a few years ago when the Revival series was on the air. So we miss Matt. We love Matt. I think of Matt every day. So thank you, Frank, for giving us these cards and for giving me a smile, because I think of Matt again frequently and fondly, and this just keeps the spirit alive. He was such an amazing person, and the fact that we can honor him in our various ways, it's just amazing to me. Like we do these things, they're silly little podcasts, they're still silly little YouTube shows, but they touch people. They touch people, and it's important to people. It's important to us. And as much as I was all over this episode, I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to talk about Star Trek with my friends, and keeping the legacy alive and keeping Matt's spirit alive means a lot to me. We even mentioned him in the show with the Spice Girls and Doctor Who. So yeah. So thank you, Franco. I'm going to cherish these. I'm going to send Albie his. And the Grogu one, but I'm keeping, I'm keeping the rest.
There you go. As well you should.
So anyway, those are all my Trek and Tells. I'm sorry, I just went on a half an hour tangent there.
Oh, that's great.
yeah,
though.
that's great.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ruffalo Taco.
Ruffalo Taco. We love it.
Yes.
So any other Trek and Tells out there?
Yeah, I have one. So in the spirit of puppets
Yay.
and
Puppets.
and my favorite puppet show ever, This is not a puppet, but this is a representation of a puppet. One of my favorite shows ever in the history of everything is Mystery Science Theater 3000. And here's
Nice.
a little Tom Servo, who is my favorite puppet
Nice.
from Mystery Science Theater. And he usually is back there on my shelf amongst the Star Trek dolls. He is front row because I love me
Where's
some
it go,
Mystery
Atlanta
Science
Puppet
Theater and I
Museum?
love me some Tom Servo.
Is it Atlanta?
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're hoping to see him at the Atlanta Puppet Museum because he's on the website, but they were not out when we went, so I was disappointed.
Outrageous.
I had the T-shirt on and everything.
I would have set fire to the building.
with Crow. Yeah, I thought about it, but there were so
Burned it
many
to the
Henson
ground.
puppets in there, I just couldn't. The beautiful John Irons, you got something? You got some snacks behind you or something?
I do have snacks.
Pull out a random
but,
snack and inspire our snacking choices for this
Unrelated.
coming week.
Well, you know what?
Oh, he's got something.
Barely, not really. Since we're doing puppets, I do have
Hey!
my
Oh, cool.
Beaker.
my Beaker shirt.
There you go.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
because that's kind of guy I am. I just happen to have a
That's
random
very
Beaker.
nice.
Just within arm's reach.
I have an orange beaker shirt.
Yeah,
I have an orange beaker shirt, bright orange and beaker, and it used to be mine, but I outgrew it, so now it's Serenity's, but she wears it often. She's a puppet nerd as well. Are you ready for my Trek and Tell?
We've been waiting
Yes.
with bated breath.
All right.
For
my
over 2
producer's
hours.
My producer's gonna show the Trek and Tells. There's a few of them.
Yeah. There's a few of them. Hi, I'm
Hi,
Serenity.
kiddo. Sorry about the F-bombs, kiddo.
It's okay. But we actually have 3 Trek and Tells. So the first one isn't finished yet. We're still working on it. That's why I wasn't here to be in the
Background
just on the
producing.
side, for most of the episode, but I did join at the end because I was working on these. So this is the first one. It currently does not have hair,
That's what it's missing right now.
but it will after we're done recording this. But we ran out of time. So first
Yes.
okay.
first is Chris.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my gosh.
His eyes are adequately intense.
Yeah.
The eyes are adequately
love-
intense.
I love the flannel.
Yeah, you're gonna have hair.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
will.
I mean, occasionally my hair is
Yeah.
my best feature.
Yeah.
It is. That's why we want to make sure we get it right. Not
At
rush.
this age, that is amazing, guys. That's hilarious.
That's really cool.
All right, now I'm on board with the puppet episode.
You're a complete turnaround.
So this is a work in progress, but
Yeah.
it's getting there.
And second,
That's so good.
Oh, we have another one.
yeah, we have another
We
one.
have another one.
I love Albie playing along. Oh, we have another one? Oh, yeah.
Whoa, okay. Yeah. all
TB
right, yeah. all right.
TBJI.
You want to get a close up on them?
Complete with headphones. That's great.
The headphones.
That's
my
great.
signature headphones. So when are you gonna add my hair to the? Oh, never mind. We're good.
So this is the beautiful John
The
Irons.
beautiful John Irons.
He was the first one we made,
Yeah.
Thank you.
and I think even do the profile. I'm so impressed by this one. It's
If you guys want to take a shortcut, just put like an NXL1 hat on mine. You don't have to do the hair.
Yeah, we already bought the hair. We just haven't
Haven't gotten
attached it yet.
Gotcha.
And we have another one.
there's another one.
There is another one.
That's
Oh
not
my goodness.
possible.
You don't say.
Who could it be?
I really wonder.
Wonder.
How crazy would it be if they also had like I'm holding like a Canada Dry. Like,
Oh, boy, that's it. Hey,
Are
I
you
didn't
brushing?
say anything
that.
about. There I am
Oh, nailed it.
with the Maryland hat and everything.
I got the hat.
That's
That's
amazing.
why we had
That's cool.
coordinated outfits.
Yeah,
that
you
day.
told me to wear the Superman shirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. That's
So,
fantastic.
my most comfy flannel.
That's really cool, guys.
Oh, that
it
is
looks
awesome,
great.
gang.
It looks great.
Oh my god, how much time did it take you guys to do all that
A
stuff?
lot of time.
Yeah,
I bet.
obviously.
Yeah.
And you ran out. It took so much time. You ran
We
out.
didn't have the screeners by the time that we started these.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because you knew they were coming. Oh my goodness.
That's
I hope you got like
fantastic.
super extra credit in school for this.
Not yet.
Nope.
Nope.
It's coming. It's coming.
But
That
you
is
got something
amazing.
More important, nerd cred.
Yes.
Nerd
Yes.
cred. Yeah. Just when you think your nerd cred wasn't enough.
I keep
I
looking at
look like
Albie,
my Uncle
guys.
Frank. It's hilarious.
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
So follow us here, and you'll see the whole everything.
Yeah, we made a behind the scenes.
Oh, that's
that will
awesome.
Come out at some point. So if you guys want to see how they were made,
Yeah,
check that
for
out.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, those are our puppet Trek and tells.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you,
much,
guys.
producer.
Clap.
Beautiful.
Above and beyond.
Maybe that's why I was dreaming earlier. I really thought you guys were puppets. It was
Oh.
weird.
You've
I
just
see,
got
I
puppets
see.
on the brain, is what happened.
I do
Yeah.
have puppets on the brain.
I
Luckily,
wonder. I wonder if the final production of this episode is going to be a little bit different than we're seeing right now.
Yeah. It's like
I wonder.
I
wonder if we're gonna go
versions of us the whole
I
time.
think
D-
we're gonna
depends
go
if
into
it's
Spock's
like-
stream.
Yeah, if it's from my perspective, maybe. If it's from yours, it'll just be like, you, 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 this, that.
Gotta attach the stick to the.
I was a little more nuanced, or
Okay.
at least a little bit more angry. I don't know.
Well, it's like remember when Eddie Murphy talked about Bill Cosby got mad at him for cussing on stage, and he was like, there were some
Right.
jokes in between all the cuss words. You makes it sound like I just walked out and said, "Suck my good night."
Phil Florin,
Filth, Florin, Filth.
I would like to talk to you. Yeah,
Oh, how
seen
many
that
times?
many
Tell
times.
Bill I said have a
Hilarious.
coke and a
Got
smile
him
and
on
shut up.
DVD.
Yes, Richard Pryor.
Exactly.
You tell Bill I said to have a coke in his smile and shut the
No, I-
All right. Final thoughts and ratings out of 5 silly objects.
Man,
John.
it's been such a journey on this episode.
Yeah.
Do you like your
Uh,
puppet, John?
Believe in John.
John, do you like your puppet?
I love my puppet.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I knew that was one of your dreams to get a puppet made of you, but it was, a Henson puppet. But second best thing.
Yeah, I'm honored, sir. You don't even know. I had a puppet. I had a self-made puppet like many years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. But like
You didn't keep it like little Ricky.
no, I think it was unfortunately destroyed.
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, that's all right. It lives on in me.
Yeah, let me know if you guys want yours.
It lives on in your heart.
Yeah, the life that I imbued into it came back into me, like Data and Lore. Not Lore.
I love it.
Who's the kid?
Oh, Lol.
Not Lore.
Lol?
Yeah.
Lol. Yeah.
Oh,
She's
don't
in
get me
here.
started on LOL. I'm going to
She's
cry.
here now. My puppet's in here.
Yeah.
My puppet's in here now, everybody. I now have the strength of a full-grown man and a puppet.
And a puppet.
So true. So true. Okay, so I was initially going to like rate this really lowly, and like this doesn't always happen with me. I feel like this is a consistent thing with Rick and with Neek. This doesn't always happen with me where upon a rewatch I like it better, but this was the case this time. I'm gonna go up from a 1, and I always give credit for like swinging for the fences. So I'm gonna give it it's not quite a 3. I'm gonna 2.75 inexplicably removed earwig things from Uhura's head that she kept taking out for some reason and be like, "Hey, Spock, can you help me put this back? Stop taking it out."
Don't touch it.
That
Out
was
of
her
5.
that was her transponder. I
Yeah,
believe.
her.
You got to
transponder
sew it
piece,
in.
Yeah. You had to.
And then it's like, bye. I'm like, wait, stop taking it out. Like, are you just saying
now
you
that
don't?
one's just gone. Now it's just floating in space to her. Now it's just gone.
I guess like Spock knows, like subconsciously, he knows how much Uhura hates it, and she wishes she could take it out. That's why I manifested.
That's why it happened in the dream. Like
yes, out of 5.
Steve Shives.
That was all hyphenated.
I'll go 3 out of 5. I'll go 3 severed puppet on arms out of 5.
La arms.
La arms. There you go. Oh, it was right there. It was right there. Puppet la
Ken
arms.
Game Show. I'm here all week.
Albie Burge. Final thoughts and ratings out of 5 silly objects.
This is quite possibly my favorite episode of Strange New Worlds, just because I think it was made for me. It seems like it was made for me. It brought me a lot of joy. It has infinite rewatchability for me, and I will buy all the merch, legal and also fan made. And this is going to be my highest rating of any Strange New Worlds out of 5. I'm going to go 12. Little Rickies. I'm so happy. I loved it. It made me high just from life.
Wow.
That's fantastic. I don't understand your scale at all, but I'm happy.
He's using.
I don't do decimals.
He's using the Dave Meltzer method, and
I know, but
yes.
it's 5 stars, but actually it's however many stars he feels like giving.
What happened to 10?
This episode was match of the year.
10.
Huh? You can only go up to 10. And I thought about taking it to an 11, but it was just so damn good.
Okay.
I had to go 12.
Yeah.
12 little Rickies.
That's sure. It's puppet logic for you.
It's
Yeah,
puppet logic. There you go.
Chris.
Yes.
I feel like this episode was made for Albie, which is why I really hated it, and I'll never watch it again.
Unwatchability.
The only saving grace of this entire episode was a good performance by Ethan, and the fact that we do have plausible deniability. It's all a dream, and we can choose to ignore it, and I will. I will give this my lowest rating ever, -1 out of 5. Go yourself, writer's room. Strange New Worlds. And we want to know what you think down below about this, the worst episode of Star Trek in Star Trek history, right here on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@Treksploration. Tell me I'm wrong. It's fine. At me.
You are wrong, sir.
A lot of times when people say
if you think I'm right,
because they
if
don't
you think
care.
I'm right, I just
because he used them all.
I just tell it like it is, okay? We're all thinking, what? I'm just asking questions. So anyway, patreon.com/Treksploration is where you can go to support the show and, show me some love, show me some credit. There got to be fellow haters out there. You can also hit us up on the gram. That's Instagram.com/TreksplorationPod. You can hit us up on Blue Sky at Treksploration. That's bluesky.social. Send us an email. It's Treksplorationpod@gmail.com. And if you want to send me your own foam puppets, making gloves, it's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. Be like Ruffalo Taco and send us beautiful cards of Matt and
Ruffalo Taco
and me and Albie and all that good stuff.
That's going to go right with my Listen Linda fan art.
That's right. Listen, Linda does fan art. Now Ruffalo Taco's done fan art. We want your fan art. So draw us as puppets. You can support the show in a one-time manner with all the QR codes that Albie's going to put up here. They're all over the place.
Give me money. I had to buy foam and fleece. A lot of foam and fleece.
And you can also support us on Buy Me a Coffee. That's buymeacoffee.com/Treksploration. Just like our 2 Buy Me a Coffee supporters, which includes Rocky O. Thank you, Rocky, so much. Rocky always giving such thoughtful comments on the YouTube channel. And of course, our lifetime member, the omnipotent Willard. And we have a new cadet that is supporting us on the Patreon. That is Cadet Meritneath. I think that's how you pronounce it. Meritneath.
Thank
you, Cadet Meritneath. You joined the ranks of our intrepid Trek explorers, which also include our cadets Listen Linda and Cadet Admiral Rick Tatro, our Lieutenant Commander Scott Seligman, Cosplay Dad, and Christian Daljo, and of course our Captain Charles from Texas, Captain on the Bridge, and I think John's a cadet too, right? John, you're a cadet. I think you're a cadet.
I can't
we also
see
have
stuff. I'd like to be. I'm paying. I just want to see the after checks that I'm a part of. I want to know what I said because I can't remember.
Also, thanks to our YouTube supporters, Christian Daljo again, and Shan Barsumi in the Barsoom, and also everybody that just follows us on both here.
And we might have got a new YouTube member too, I think.
You have to tell me who it is.
To be announced next time.
Yeah, TBD.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, but thanks to everybody who's also following us here and on the Patreon channel and part of the free community. It's never too late to upgrade and check out what you've been missing. Unless you're John, even when you do upgrade, you can't access it.
We've been putting out so much bonus content; it's crazy. It's almost more than the actual content.
Yeah, I've heard it's great.
It's all right. So, and also, as always, send us your photos. We'll put them in the credits.
Uncensored.
Over the closing. Yeah, and Albie is always going to say uncensored. Just remember, any comments or messages that you send us may be featured and or used on an upcoming episode of Treksploration. Speaking of upcoming episodes, Albie, what's coming up next on Treksploration?
There's a couple of things. Of course, we got the behind the scenes of the making the puppets for this episode, and so check that out. And the next Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4, Episode 5, Off Hour. What could that be about? I think things are a little off for that hour, maybe?
Everybody takes off for an hour, and the ship just starts drifting because nobody's
drifting.
Definitely a time slip episode.
It should be interesting.
AKA a wormhole.
Yes. A wormhole. Play that phaser order. and also, if you want to check out a classic one that I just thought of because like we're doing this, and now I understand it better. It's me and Chris go on an adventure to find the original Gary Gnu puppet from the Great Space Coaster.
Because no GNUs is good GNU.
With Gary GNU.
How did you know I loved the Great Space Coaster?
I love the Great Space Coaster. Everybody of our generation loved the Great Space Coaster. But I understand why you weren't as interested in it as me. So you have to check out that video to find out how.
Gotcha. Yeah. We come to blows in that one, right? Like fisticuffs. I mean.
Well, it's a cloud of dust and stuff, and neither one of us was really a good fighter, so we just got a little bruised up.
I'm not going to say anything about blows or thing ever again.
Anyway, well, you need a fist if you're going to be a puppeteer.
Is making gloves what they call it in the industry? Is that
making gloves because they're just elaborate gloves, right?
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm serious. Like, is that what they call it?
No, I just made it up.
World.
Okay. Throw you off the scent.
You should have said that's what they call it. We totally would have bumped that.
If I said I haven't slept because I was making puppets all night, then no.
Yeah.
I kind of would have gave it away.
Well, thank you, Geppetto. We really appreciate it.
That was very
cool.
Geppetto. Yeah, she did a lot of work. She did a lot of
Thank
work.
you, Geppetto and Geppetto. We really appreciate it.
Wish you could see him up close, the quality of these things. It's great. So yeah, that was great. Steve, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/Steve Shives. You can see me and hear me run my mouth about all kinds of stuff, and maybe you'll care about some of it, and you probably won't care about some of it. But it'll be me saying it, so at least there's that. YouTube.com/Steve Shives.
Even if you care, don't care. I highly recommend it.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Mm.
It's a soothing listen, no matter what the subject.
A soothing listen, like it's an ASMR channel.
Sometimes.
The beautiful John Irons.
I will also give Steve his flowers. There's so much of it. There's going to be something there that you care about. Like you'd like. Sure. There's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot.
I think prolific is the word, right?
Yeah, prolific is the word. Prolific and expansive. That's Steve.
Oh.
You can hear me mostly on Treksploration at this point, but I also
I win.
Yeah. I had 200 plus episodes of Captain Game Show. More episodes coming eventually. Once I get off my stuffing felt filled ass. And
I don't know if you know this, John, but I haven't been on it yet.
My ass? You're on my ass all the time.
Well, no, that's
way
something
too
different.
much, honestly.
Captain Game Show.
Get off his ass, Albie.
Get off my ass, buddy.
If we're ever in the same city, I mean, talk to me.
All right. If we're ever in the same city, I'll go to a different city.
Don't worry, you're not fleece or foam, so
So what's that address so that they can send all their Muppet porn to Albie? Chris?
Yeah, well, actually, I have an only fleece.
Wow.
Nice. Nice.
For Treksploration, I'm Albie.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Chris.
I'm John.
I'm Steve.
And we'll see you next time.
Treksploration is a podcast, yeah. Chris and Albie and sometimes John talking Trek all night and day, making no sense along the way. Published author of the Seeker book, father of Serenity, former cook. The beautiful John Irons is our friend. When we get together, it never ends. Original series and next gen. Captain Archer is our friend. Albie loves Voyager in DS9. Archer is our friend. Chris watches Enterprise all the time. Archer is our friend. New episodes, they come and go. All Star Trek is our favorite show. We get guests we can't afford. If you are new, then welcome aboard. It's Albie's only job, so donate well. Like and subscribe and ring that bell. Original series and next gen. Captain Archer is our friend. Albie loves Voyager in DS9. Archer is our friend. Chris watches Enterprise all the time. Archer is our friend. New episodes, they come and go. All Star Trek is our favorite show. Yes, we can't afford. If you are new, then welcome aboard. It's Albie's only job, so donate well. Like and subscribe and ring that bell.
Treksploration is a podcast, yeah. Chris and Albie and sometimes John talking Trek all night and day, making no sense along the way. Published author of the Seeker book, father of Serenity, former cook. The beautiful John Irons is our friend. When we get together, it never ends. Original series and next gen.
I didn't hate that one, but anyone who watches a show where people turn into puppets is a bloody fool.